Hey y'all. Can we get the applause? Okay. I was waiting on Bonnie to hit that applause. Yeah. We're back.
I don't know. Maybe
Okay,
she
yeah.
stepped away. Woo, woo, woo,
Did
woo,
you hear it?
No,
woo.
she here.
No.
I couldn't
No, you
hear
didn't
it.
hear it? Oh,
Mm-mm.
hold up. Let me see. Let me hold up. What about then?
Okay. Oh, very faint.
Y'all can hear it then?
Yeah, it was faint. We heard
Okay,
it.
okay. Okay, I
Hmm.
didn't have it. I didn't have it turned up enough. Hold up. I got y'all. Don't worry about it.
We got into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
No, that was still too low.
It's
No,
still, I don't know. It's cool. It's cool.
No,
I
but
heard it.
somebody
It was
said something earlier about my effects not working right, so that's why I'm asking. But
Oh no, it
oh,
was still it was I could hear it, but it was real faint. Like
low.
your mic is
Yes.
loud, but the effects is faint.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's about. I'm gonna check on that. But y'all heard we here.
Right, y'all heard. Y'all already know what to do. Follow us at Ooh Ladies First. Y'all, it's 2025. Low key, we need some updated group pic
We do.
for
Oh, okay.
our
Yeah. Okay.
thumbnail in 2025. Y'all know where to follow us at Jamie That's Me, at Bonnie Blue, Blue Rose Bondy on Twitter. Is that Twitter now?
Yes.
What is it on Threads?
Oh, I'm Bonnie Blue on Threads.
Okay. And then myself, Niecy Dixon, everywhere. Let me play this sound just because I ain't heard it in a minute. All right, y'all. Welcome back
What's
to another
up?
Thursday.
We're back.
You heard me.
Yes, yes. I'm so excited to see y'all. This is the bright light of my week this week. How are y'all doing?
Yes. Doing pretty good.
Yes, Lord. Missed
Thanks
y'all.
much. Yes. It always seemed like it'd be like a long time in between. I don't know why though.
It do. It do.
But
We be
it
taking long
was
breaks.
shorter than the last time. Because how long we took off before we came back? What, 2 weeks? Oh, it was 3 weeks. Okay.
No. Oh, it was just 3?
I felt like it was 3, right?
Maybe it was 3.
It low-key felt longer
No,
than
no, no.
that.
It was 3. I think it was 3. It was the week of Christmas, New Year's, and then I think the week after New Year's. So it was
Yeah.
like 3 weeks. Dang. That seemed quicker than this week. It do seem anyway. Miss you guys. Glad we back. What's
Yes.
going on?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Just out here surviving. When I put
Right.
that Instagram post up, I said, "Girl, pick up the phone. America is in shambles."
Listen.
Yes. Can we get into like before we go into the craziness of it all real quick?
Yeah.
We just have to make a quick announcement, just a little piece, okay? Bondi, aren't you nominated for 2 awards? Is that coming up in February or is that in
Yes.
March?
February 1st. Boss
February
Baby
1st.
Awards.
Boom. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all get out there and y'all vote.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Which 2 is it again?
Yeah, which two?
I think it's YouTuber of the year again, and I think it might be content creator
Okay.
of the year. So one of
Come
those,
on.
girl. It's giving. I'm gonna win one of those, and I'm gonna have another one up here, child. It's up here somewhere, child. Oh, it's down there. It's down there, girl. It's not. It's over
Yes.
here though.
I like
Hopefully, I'll be
that.
We
having another
claiming
one.
it.
You will. You will. You will.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
And
Make sure y'all vote.
Please and
But
thank you.
we'll drop some links and stuff.
Yes, on
Next
the
week.
February. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
February 1st is when voting opens.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We get it done. So a lot of weird things have been happening. Um, what LA has been on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I saw y'all got snow in New Orleans on a brighter note.
Girl.
A lot.
Girl.
Oh,
The funny part
child.
about it is I couldn't even really enjoy it because it freaked me out. Like, even though it was beautiful
Really?
and there were moments where it was so peaceful and we were having such a good day. Like, I was in here, I made gumbo and it was just so nice. But it was
Yeah.
also like my dogs not being able to go outside because there's snow everywhere. And my little babies, they paws getting messed up and stuff on the ice. And
Mm-hmm.
then it was me being scared that the electricity might go out, because essentially it
Girl.
was like wind and snow all day, and I was worried about it knocking the power out and then us being in here freezing. So I'm kind of low-key traumatized from being here during hurricanes. So even though it was beautiful and everybody was having a good time, the only thing I felt was so grateful that all of my people, Lyric wasn't at work. He was here. Dogs were inside, and we were comfortable, and we had everything we needed. So I felt good about it. And it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. And we got to be big ass kids. And I mean, the actual snow has like all these little sparkly particles in it. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really, really pretty. Like,
I
it's really
saw
pretty.
you say that, and I almost thought y'all was high, and then I had to go back. No, for real. She said the snow is sparkling, and I was like, I said these niggas tripping. But then I went
I'm
back,
screaming.
and I was like, oh, she right. It is sparkling.
No, because I was like, I don't know if the camera is picking it up because it's there. I ain't tripping because we had just been seeing it all day, and it was just the craziest thing. We've never had that much snow down here in our lifetime, so that was wild. That was
Mm-hmm.
wild, but I love the way everybody was enjoying it. Everybody was being big ass kids on the internet, girl. And honestly, I was kind of grateful for the breakup of pin signage. Like, I was
Oh my
grateful.
Mm-hmm.
gosh.
So
No, for
yeah, it
real.
was lovely.
I didn't realize that y'all didn't get snow. I did not realize that.
Mm-mm. Last time it snowed, and I think we might have had less than an inch of snow, and that was in 2009. And
Wow.
then we had something similar to that the year prior to Katrina, which was like 2005.
Mm-hmm.
I believe either 2004 or 2005, it snowed like that Christmas time, around that time. But like before that, we had not really had, like, snow doesn't just happen here every winter at all. It get wet and it'll ice, but not actual snow, y'all. And not like just consistently
Thick.
falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like hours, money. Like, it was wild. I remember every time I looked out my window, I was just like, this shit is really happening. Like, it was. I mean, and when I tell you, everybody, even this morning, we're like walking down the street and there's still snow. Like, there's still piles of snow all over people's lawns and stuff. And so, like, you're just like, I can't believe that this shit happened like this. And even though it's like nice, I also feel bad because it's like, y'all, I know a lot of y'all like to think that global warming isn't real, but based on what the scientists tell us, and based
Okay.
on how I feel, like, this is how I make sense of it. I think the earth is like a human body. Based on what they tell us, we are, ourselves are just basically we're a universe, just like the universe is made up of us and we ourselves to the universe. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so if we're human, right, we breathe in toxic air, we put in like pollutants in our system, eventually we might catch what? A fever or pneumonia, which will have us
Mhm.
with chills and then also make us really hot and give us a fever. And that's what happens with the earth. All of these, toxins in the environment and messing over the environment and killing shit you ain't supposed to kill at large numbers and all of that. And I think it has us being really, really hot during the summer and then really, really cold and crazy during the winter months. Whatever our extreme is during that time, we are like seeing the extremes of that. And it is just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm
It is.
actually
It
really
is.
nervous for the Texas summer. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm extremely nervous for Texas summer,
Mm-hmm.
but we shall see. Speaking of other things happening, oh my gosh, y'all! I said that I was gonna be legally blind to this bullshit, but I can't be legally blind. I just, we have to address it.
We do.
Oh Lord. So Donald Trump, um, what's the word? I'm blanking. He was, what's the word? Initiated? Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Inaugurated.
Y'all, I'm like, I can't, my brain don't even want to comprehend this shit. Like, we're not gonna give you that word because we don't want to talk about it. Anyway. Yeah, he was inaugurated, y'all, on MLK Day, and
Mm.
he got right to work. And I chose this picture because I thought it was funny as fuck.
It is.
It says no more Uno. It's just called one from now on because he like, I'm changing this shit because I can
No,
change it.
Right.
Okay.
No more Gulf of Mexico. It's the Gulf of America.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
but
crazy.
it only touches one of our coasts, and it's like their whole like
Exactly,
like
exactly.
it's a longer greater portion of their country than it is ours. Like that's wild. But people laugh. A lot of people when he say that, they laugh at him. And that's because I think that's one of those things that people feel like nobody's really going to like agree to that because that's just dumb.
Right. It's like he was on some, you can have this, you can have that back, and I'll take this. Thank you. But you can get that, get your people. It's like, can you stop? It's power tripping for sure.
Oh, but I saw a Latino girl on
Mhm.
TikTok make an excellent point
What did she
that
say?
made me, girl, she said something that really made me question the immigration shit. And I said, this is how you explain shit to me in order for me to understand it. She said, us allowing so many immigrants into the country was a bad thing
Mm,
because essentially that is what flooded our voters. Our voters were greatly what? Hispanic and Latin people that voted for him. So you invite all of these low-key prejudice and racist people from islands who are not as well educated, who don't have the same forward thinking that a lot of Americans idealistically are supposed to have, because all of them come from, countries where the mindset is regressed. They left them, and they're kind of still there wherever the white people left them. They're mentally still there in some way. So she was saying that it really was a mistake that we allow so many immigrants here because now those are the people that are voting Trump into office. And when she said it, I was like, she's not wrong.
you know what else? And I don't. I'll say this. I think they might be also like, when you have to pay, your taxes and stuff, and that money may contribute towards I guess like maybe like the Medicaid and whatever the other stuff. I guess like those type of resources, food stamps, whatever it is. I think they might benefit the most. I don't have the numbers to know that's true, but I'll ask and question it. Like, are they the ones that benefit the most? And maybe people are like, I'm tired of working and giving money that's going to benefit those individuals more than it benefits the people that were actually born and raised here
Right.
that may
And
fall
please
down on their luck.
understand, we're not talking about like, we're talking about the DACA kids. Like, there are people who were like let into this country like in the 70s, 80s, like during that time. Those people have,
That's what she's talking about.
yes. Like that was the time period where they were like allowing a lot of immigrants into the country that are now the
Mhm.
voters of today versus, how it was when it was mostly just white and black people that were making up most of the voters. Because we kind of made up most of the numbers until
Okay.
recently.
Carly says, no, you need a SSN or a TIN number to get government assistance. Okay, so maybe it's not them then. Maybe it's not them.
No,
Maybe they're
I was about to say
actually
it's
on
poor
the other.
white people. It's actually poor white
Maybe.
people that benefit from the welfare more than anybody. I'm gonna tell you what happened with
Mhm.
that.
Mm.
Apparently, back when welfare was for mostly white people and it wasn't a whole bunch of black people that were getting the welfare,
Mhm.
white people were all for it. That's why
Mm.
they promoted those things back in the day in a way that they don't anymore, because once they did that whole welfare queen shit in like the 80s, in the 70s, it made it seem as
Welfare
if,
queen. What's
yeah,
that?
welfare queen was like some bullshit they came up with, like, and they even promoted it like in wrestling. A caricature of a black woman with a whole bunch of kids that's just living off the welfare system. So they had a
Mm.
caricature of black women called the welfare queen in like the 70s and the 80s, during Nixon, Reagan. That mentality kind
Mhm.
of created this energy in the country that welfare is for the coloreds and all of those
Wow.
people and not for the majority, which were poor white people.
White people.
So once they
Wow.
decided that that was for black people, they decided to stop funding it, and now it's socialist to actually help the people of your country. And that's why I say a lot of times it's like biting off your nose to spite your face, because essentially even now, at more, large numbers, white people are
Mm.
the ones that make up the larger group that's receiving any assistance, because they're the larger number of people. So even in these DEI initiatives they're talking about, that's mostly going to affect white women.
You know what's interesting when you say that? It makes me think about, that I'm starting to question some of the statistics now where they're like, oh, Black people are the leading cause when it comes to like heart disease and this and that. And I
Mm.
kind of always wonder, like, but if we're not the majority, how do we lead? Are you guys not going to get yourselves checked or something like that? Or what's what? So now when I hear how they set up the whole thing about the Medicaid and stuff, making it seem like we're the problem, we're getting most of the Medicaid. Now I'm questioning a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, go to the doctor's office. When Lyric was having health issues this summer because of this heat, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
Lyric already had like a heart murmur that he was just born with, right? So we have to go to the doctor where the heart, it's a lot of people have to go see the what you call them, the heart doctor. I forgot what they called it. Either way,
Cardiologist.
cardiologist. What you find in a cardiologist
Mm-hmm.
office is a whole plethora of different people. Young, old, white, black, Mexican, old ladies, young men, people that look like Lyric,
Wow.
people that look like white men that are, fat or in good shape. There are old people, then there are young women. Like I saw so many different types of people down to the hospital in at Ashna at the cardiologist. It proves to me that this is a food thing. And then also,
Mm.
what we girl in that book, I told y'all the lies my teacher told me, they was talking about Helen Keller. Y'all know back when we was in school, they talked about Helen Keller all the fucking time. Like,
I know, right?
she
They do.
blind, she can't hear, she's the
That's all they talk
representation of
about.
don't stop, just read, right? They forget to tell you that Helen Keller became somebody that was involved in her community, like civically. And once she started to do research on how people became blind, she realized it was people that were poor who did not have the money or access to certain care, because a lot of those things happened during childbirth, and or they happened because people were poor and couldn't get the right medicines, or people who had syphilis, people would go blind from that because they didn't have enough money for the medication it takes and all of that. So then she would start to learn that being blind and deaf was sometimes like greatly related to your socioeconomic status. So
Mm.
then you start fighting for people to get aid because you realize that, the Helen Kellers of the world are an anomaly, and that a lot of the people that have her same issues don't have money, don't have their own teachers that are going to teach them because they're poor.
Right.
So, it brings to light how a lot of the issues are because people are poor, and people are not poor because they're lazy or they're uneducated. A lot of the time, people are poor because that generationally is what has been presented to them. For whatever reason, historically, you can go and trace it back. But when people are poor, it's because historically they've been poor, and this system doesn't allow you to actually go anywhere really
Have
above your
access.
current station. So you see celebrities, that's on purpose because they want to convince you that you can do what these celebrities have done. But when you really look at the number of celebrities in the country, it is such a small percentage. And you're like basing your aspirations in life on a very small percentage of people that can go from rags to riches. It's crazy.
Mhm. And then y'all, now
Mm.
that y'all say that, it had me thinking about. I don't remember where I saw this. It might have been on TikTok, but somebody was mentioning how they need to stop coming into Black schools and only teaching kids about entrepreneurship as your only option. Entrepreneurship or like wanting to be an athlete.
Oh,
They
I saw
don't
that on
teach.
Twitter.
Was it on Twitter?
I saw
I
somebody
can't
make a
remember.
status like that, or something like that. Yeah.
Right. And the reason why she was saying that is because the odds of being greatly successful are automatically lowered, or you'll be like, the best barber in your community. But that doesn't give you a lot of leeway whenever you look at the much wider scale when they could be, employees, which is not always a bad thing. But you
Right.
should teach them about those things when they can get benefits and all that other stuff. So I think back to you saying, like, when we see these stats of Black people being the lead ethnic group affected, I'm assuming it's because of access. We probably catch things later on,
Mhm.
whereas when other ethnic groups have access to doctors, they catching high blood pressure early, they catching this. Because we're gonna talk about love and hip hop, but I thought about it when Bam said to Mama D. Mama D had said, yeah, my blood pressure was like 240 something over, yeah, yeah, yeah. And Bam said, "Oh, you was about to stroke," or not Bam, that was Erica.
Erica.
Erica
Mhm.
said, "Oh, you was about to stroke out." it reminded me that just a couple months ago, I was having a conversation with some coworkers about looking at the sodium content on the back of some food, and they were like, I never look at that. And I was like, really? Y'all never look at that? I just think like Black people, we always talking about diabetes, high blood pressure. They know stroke levels. We know more of us know something about blood pressure because it's common in our communities, whereas in white communities it's not, or it's not as common. But yeah, real interesting.
And that's
Um,
historically directly affected to the food that we eat from slavery. And
Mhm.
everybody act like this, y'all, soul food. That was for a reason. Soul food,
Mm.
like you had to season the slop that people were given because it was like the shit that people wouldn't eat on pigs. That's what chitlins and all of that
mhm.
comes from. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's why we had to, and also we had to over salt things in order to preserve them because before they started putting preservatives in the food, salt was a preservative. So they
Yeah.
would
It still
usually,
is, ain't it?
it is, but it's not still used. I don't know if it's still used for that exclusively, but I think that's what kind of made us acquire the taste for salt that we do because that was the way they were preserving food. Back
Mm.
in your days before people could afford refrigeration and all of that type of shit. And again, let's not forget, whoever has the least amount of access, the least amount of money, the least amount of social standing, they get all of the things that were progressive last.
Mm.
So yeah. Oh, but I sent y'all something that is linked to
Yeah.
what you said, Nisi.
I was just looking at that. I was about to ask what it was. Here, let me pull it up.
Okay.
All right. Is it not playing?
I have a problem with America training women to marry the underdog, even when the good guy is rich and nice. And it's like, wait a minute, why can't she go with the rich guy? Well, I would have married Noah. And I wouldn't have, because he had no desire to move ahead. He wasn't willing to go on and earn more so that they could have a better life together. I would not be married.
Tell me something that the rich guy offered.
That money could have been spent on her getting better eating and better hospital care and the better doctors.
I think it would have prevented it.
I have a problem with America training.
I've never seen The Notebook, so
Oh, girl,
Okay,
what?
additional
me
clarity.
either.
Oh, I'm so
I thought
sorry.
it was just.
I'm sorry. I thought y'all had seen it. Okay. It is one of
I
the most
kind of know what
toxic.
happened. I kind
It's
of know what
toxic.
happened.
Okay.
Yeah. Recap.
So girl meets boy when they're younger, but he comes from a less, well-to-do family than she does. He goes off to the war. People don't want them to be together, so they eventually separate, if I'm recalling. She gets engaged to the nice rich guy who's very sweet, dapper. He was also in the service, but he comes from a family with money. She then runs into Noah all these years later, and he's literally a drunk living in a house that he bought for her that he's been building, but he's literally just an angry drunk. And it was her coming back into his life that makes him so much better. And she actually
Oh
has to
God.
choose between him and the nice rich man, and she eventually chooses him. And then they have all their 99 children and live out their romantic best life, and then they die in a bed together as old people. That's basically how the Notebook broke down. And then the lady who played that character actually recently died, and I think she also had dementia. It was crazy.
Oh wow.
Because that's what happened. She eventually had dementia.
And isn't
And
it like
Yeah.
so
him retelling her the story?
yes, every time they sit
Mm.
down, he retells her their love stories so that she can remember them and remember him. And that's how it goes. So the black lady is basically saying, I don't like how y'all have taught women in America to go for the underdog. When in real life, the guy that's drinking and angry is not going to just stop drinking automatically. Most of the time, like 60% of the time, he's probably going to keep drinking and just become an alcoholic and a functioning one. And he's going to be mean and an asshole, and he might go upside your head. And that's why the women's suffrage movement happened, because niggas wasn't just being the nice guy when they were poor. They were being mean and assholes and hitting women.
They could have at least made the rich guy the asshole if they wanted
No, he
everybody to
was a
feel
good
like she should
guy.
have been with the poor man.
He was a good guy. He was nice.
Knowing that this man ended up being a drunk and all of that, I'm wondering if his ass even told the story accurate, or did he just start telling her the shit he wanted her to fucking know? I don't know if that nigga was to be trusted.
No, for real. No, for
She
real.
got dementia. I mean, you ain't gonna remember this. You gotta remember what I tell you.
He could have kidnapped
That's
that
a
fucking
whole
lady.
nother layer.
So I see why she said that. Like, why the hell y'all training these folks? The fuck all that. If he ain't doing that to me and he ain't showing abuse, I'm going with the rich man. Okay, sorry.
Absolutely.
Damn it, you had, girl. That's interesting. So yeah, they want us to believe in this movie that he was down and out over not being with her.
Life had just beat his ass, but yeah, basically, her not being in his life made him an alcoholic, and he was in a war.
Not them trying to figure out a way to put it on her.
Right. Let her carry the load.
No, on some
I
level,
got
it was
you.
definitely, she was like a spoiled brat. You know what I mean? And he had to, you know what? I'm glad y'all said that, because the Notebook about to be the next night that we're grown, bitch.
Yeah, he need to be.
Ding. Writing it down right now.
Have
It's
you done
going in
any
the
white
notes.
movies? You ain't done no white movies,
have,
right?
but not that one. I did enough.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. With Jennifer.
Yes, I did enough.
Yeah. Bring the Notebook out.
The Notebook is the next
I
one.
don't know, Bonnie. You might have to decode some of these damn Sex in the City damn episodes.
Listen,
I'm
I'm thinking about
Sex in
it.
the City either.
That
Jamie,
listen,
me too. I just started watching last week.
I started binge watching it, and so I was like, damn, it actually was a good show. Like, it was one of them shows I had just kind of on and then would fall asleep. So I'm gonna have to go through and really like watch it. But what I do know is I watched the movies. I did watch the movies, and what I have understood from TikTok is that Carrie is a dumbass bitch.
Yeah,
and who gave her whole life to that nigga that didn't even like her, and then he died
big?
on her.
Was it big?
Mr.
Oh,
Big.
damn. I be hearing about her too. Okay.
You know, I was shocked to see him, because I would hear bits and pieces about what happened, and I knew that, you know, Mr. Biggs was who she was with or whatever, but I didn't expect to see him in the first episode. So when I saw him in the first episode, I was like, damn, girl.
He was there the whole time.
The whole time?
The whole time. Yeah.
That's crazy.
She chasing the whole time, and everybody made Samantha seem like she was the worst. But to me, I only started watching that show at some point for Corinne Cattrall. What is her name? Yeah, I think that's her name, right? Or whatever it is, Cattrall, Kim Cattrall. Because I love Kim Cattrall from The Mannequin. So I started watching it for her. And then like over time, because she's the like slutty character, they demonize her. But now when you play Kim Cattrall shit back, Samantha was everything. She was the I'm gonna have a good time with these men and then I'm going about my way. I have my own money, but I'm not about to be with no broke dude. That's not how that go. The one time she was with somebody that didn't have as much as her, it seemed like, was that model dude that she got engaged to, who was with her through breast cancer. Like, like Samantha was making A1 decisions in her life as far as I was concerned. She just she was just having a lot of shit, you know, having a lot of dick, you know, it's fun.
Yeah, shit, it's a damn shame, because it's like, when was that? 2000s, and shit is still the exact same now that I'm 30. What the fuck?
It is.
What is going on? The only difference is the apps. But okay, last disappointing thing that I want to talk to y'all about.
What?
Nothing. I saw something about Blake Lively and Ryan. I'm sorry, we ain't talking about that, but I'm sending it to the group. I'm like, we just talked about this earlier. But anyway,
well, Loki, do you want? We could take this one. We could swap it. Really, we could swap it.
What was next?
Elon doing the fucking Hitler symbol.
He did that shit.
He definitely did it. And the play in our face, like it's not what it was. Stop. The same way y'all tried to play about Project 2025 and how, oh, you know, this is not mine. I don't support that. None of those people would. Stop playing with us. Okay. That man did that.
And here we are.
And I saw somebody create an infographic, but let me play this. Somebody created an infographic that I thought was, yeah.
You know what was a bit funny, and I hope they don't do this, because black people can be so unserious that they will take their whole shit, and by the end of the month, it's not even gonna mean what the fuck y'all think, because they gonna create it.
No, this is obviously that. This is obviously that.
Exactly. They said call waiter.
No.
Nazi. Call taxi. pet children. But when I saw pet children, I was like, didn't know a black person make this, a white person made this.
Yeah, because
Pet
only
dog,
white people be petting children like this. What's wrong with
pet
y'all?
the ones that carry their kids on leashes. Um,
Rest.
and then rest. So
Yeah, that's
he
y'all.
definitely did that.
But you know what?
And
As black people, I feel like we know exactly what that look like. But I feel like we should let the Jewish people handle it. Like Jewish people, this
ooh,
is y'all. This is when y'all need to
do
step
them
in and
like you
be
did
upset.
Kanye.
Listen, y'all better do them like
Doing
y'all
like
did
I
Nick
did. That's
Cannon.
true. Now, although Hitler didn't like none of our Sister Key, that is definitely
Yeah, no, he studied
y'all got it.
a lot of the practices he used with the Jewish people. They learned from watching us here in America as the white people were hanging us from trees and shit.
Oh,
Um,
shitty wee.
Yeah, they if you look it up, like Hitler actually used the civil rights, like well, the racism going on in America as like, a map for how he should handle what was going
Wow.
on in their country. Yeah,
And
girl.
took it even a step further. Then he sent them through chambers. What
Yes,
was
Yeah.
shit?
The
I just
gas chambers.
yeah.
yes.
That's the
See,
one thing, y'all. They used to teach that in school hard.
they
Like
did.
anytime we didn't talk about slavery. We talked about Harriet Tubman. And
Right.
then we talked
Mm.
about
And
the
jumped to Rosa
Holocaust.
Parks and Martin Luther. Yeah.
But also,
Yes.
y'all, maybe I don't know whether it was school or not, but I feel like first of all, I went to a black school for like, a black Catholic like community based school growing up, like especially through first grade. I feel like by the time I got to the white people school, I knew all of the races. Like, I knew about slavery. Like there was nothing that they were basically gonna be able to like. I hate to say it like that because I feel like maybe it was during that time. It was a whole bunch of movies. Like we had
They couldn't rewrite
Rosewood
history
and
for you.
yeah, no, they couldn't rewrite history for me. We would be in class sometimes like, and y'all just gonna leave out this part, but whatever, nigga. Like a lot of us kind of knew the to read in between the lines. Like we already
Yeah.
kind of understood because there was a whole bunch of movies that talked about slavery. Our parents had Roots. Like my mom and them went to school when Roots was out. So ever since that era, black people have consistently had something that they could watch or reference for
Mhm.
understanding of what was really going on. Plus, a lot of our family members were still like connected coming from the South. We were still connected to, farming and,
Right. Two
new
generations, one
roads.
generation from picking cotton. Yeah.
Exactly. So
To the
like,
land.
exactly. So that's why I was just kind of like, it's funny that we're talking about this now, but like that book that I'm reading just talks about how long they've been doing that. Like trying to basically to create nationalists. They don't tell you the complete story about anything because everything in a history book in a classroom is meant to make you a nationalist. It's meant to make you have a whole, a hero type of look at historic figures. And that is not how you're supposed to look at these people. They're human beings. Like it's more realistic to know that these people were slave owners. Like that's another thing I think is wow. A lot of people didn't know like George Washington and them were slave owners. Like
No, for real. They only teach you which one was it? Abraham Lincoln is the one who came up with the 13th Amendment.
yes,
Something.
yes. And another
Something.
thing, you know what else they do? And this is why
Freedom
I was like
Science,
this
whatever.
book is a in the middle thing. Like it's not oh I'm so left, I'm so right. No. The book basically said that even in that case with Abraham Lincoln, yes, it was a business decision, but it plagued him throughout the years. Like there were some letters he wrote to a friend that have been documented where he talked about how, the things that I've done as far as that is concerned has plagued me throughout my life. Like people felt bad. Like there were white people that were dying so that slavery would end. Like there's a man called John Brown. I've heard of his name, but I've never really heard of him or what his story was before. But I've heard of John Brown.
I never heard of him.
John Brown was a white abolitionist that basically everybody called crazy because he just flipped out and killed a whole bunch of people. That's how they write it. But he was somebody that believed in Christianity so much that slavery did not make sense to him if we were going by this Bible and was supposed to be the word of God and how we supposed to treat our neighbor. This is not right. And he felt very strongly about that. So he was like an abolitionist and he was basically like a Nat Turner type, like, and they killed him. But he definitely was somebody that they don't really write about. They don't talk about how, yes, Lincoln wasn't the savior, but it mattered. Like it wasn't like it was of no consequence. A lot of white people back then felt bad about the shit. Like felt like this ain't really cool. We know it's not cool. So if we could figure out a way to kind of like stop doing this shit, we probably should, you know. And I think that goes to show they don't show either side very well. They don't show that there were white people that were really dying, you know what I'm saying, for this shit to be over. And they don't show that there were black people that actually, you know, didn't stop fighting and that did contribute and weren't just
I'm sorry.
slaves.
I just
Yeah.
start laughing because I remember like people used to troll the teachers because they would only teach one side, like you said. And she was pressed into a corner so bad that she was like, yes, there were white people picking cotton with black people. Yes, there were. And I'm sure in some instances they was probably like murderers and pedophiles, but she made it seem like they was doing it out of the goodness of their heart because they was damn. I don't know. I don't know. But when
white people were poor.
Back to her.
White people were still poor. Like even during slavery years, white people were still relatively poor at large numbers, right? So even like right after slavery was over, before Reconstruction really revs up, there were black people that really were in charge of towns and had more respect in the community. Like the whole Reconstruction thing was like an actual concerted effort to put up those monuments and you know, indentured servitude. Like,
Right.
you know how you got the monuments and all of that. You thinking that's some shit that's been up since the nigga died? No, like they enacted all of those things during a certain period of time. It was intentional to make all of the black people feel fear now, even though black people from slavery had went and built townships and went and built governments and were doing really well. And then all of a sudden, white people are like dropping bombs on residential neighborhoods and shit. like
No.
Y'all, I want to get through this political segment, and this one thing that I think is really wild is Nelly. Nelly said, I ain't come from no Klan country. Hold on, let me show y'all
What?
this.
I
tweet.
ain't
St. Louis? You think St. Louis?
Yes.
Ain't that where he from?
Yes, he should know. It was like that's what I thought of when I told y'all 1 to 2 generations removed from somebody picking cotton. This nigga should know. But let's get to it. I'm gonna play some clips from this interview.
I put on for my city, and I try to bring my city up every step of the way. I did not know you was riding with me because you thought I would ride for who you voted for. I didn't know that. I apologize. I apologize. I didn't know that I had to agree with your political choices. And I thought it was the things that you do, not the things that you say should be done. If you follow what I do, there shouldn't even be an argument. He's the president. He won. This isn't a campaign. This isn't the RNC. I'm not on the political campaign. I didn't get none of that at 1.5. You see what I'm saying? Like to try to help somebody get voted.
Come didn't invite you to
No. She didn't invite you.
I didn't invite me either, man. I was going
like so, but I don't knock the one. I thought you was right. Ones that did. I don't knock the brothers and sisters that benefited from it. I don't knock the correspondents that may have gotten money. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's an honor. I respect the office. It don't matter who is in office. The same way that our men and women, our brothers and sisters who protect this country, have to go to war and have to put their life on the line for whoever in office. If they can put their life on the line for whoever in office, I can damn sure perform for whoever.
What do you say to the people that say we're not giving you this backlash because of your political affiliation, your political choice or whatever? We're giving you this backlash because you are propping up a white supremacist.
I would ask that you show me what that did. I don't knock he's a white supremacist. And here's the thing. Okay, I get it. He did say if you don't vote for me, you're not black, right? Oh no, that wasn't him. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Hold on. He did create.
It was Biden.
Where you going?
He did create the crime bill
in the 90s.
He's being funny. He's being funny.
Yeah, I
Okay,
caught that from the
okay.
first one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's being
did.
funny.
He do
But
a good job at
I
playing
think even the
dumb
Vice
shit. He had me fooled.
President Kamala spoke on that part that said that the crime.
did he say Kamala?
Okay, no, he didn't do that. Let me see. What did he do? I'm trying to think.
Central Park 5?
I'm gonna get to it. Okay, he did not.
He wants to exonerate police officers.
Black
Ferguson,
people what 70s or the 80s.
Missouri.
Is that what they said? And like, oh, okay, is he written to him now? So he's a white supremacist, and here's the thing.
What school
No,
did Nelly go to?
right? And here's the thing. So we can talk about past.
It wasn't Cornell.
And our community for a lot of what I mean, we always call it rehabilitation. Yo, these young brothers, we've been through a lot. I know I've been through a lot. If my past was what was going to prevent me.
Y'all, Nelly is 50 years old. Nelly was born in 1974. So to be clear, for him to have been born in 1974, that means he went to school during the time that St. Louis schools were technically integrated due to redlining and other discriminatory practices. And for me, I feel like that's one of the first places that most of us as Black students learn about racism is how we're treated in schools. How school, like certain schools are doing better than your school because you still got to play them in certain sports and shit. So to me, I'm like, Nelly, weren't you a football player? So and then you grew up you were born in 1974. That means you was fully in crack era 80s. And you mean to tell me that you don't know about racism and you don't know about the Central Park 5? And then even if we wanted to bring it to the forefront, he is now deciding that police officers should have immunity. And just in 2013, Black Lives Matter 2014, the Michael Brown murder by a police officer in Ferguson, which is in Missouri. So to me, that's recent, and that's like a problem there, right? Killing Black people unarmed and letting cops get away with it. He wants cops to get away with it. We tried to explain this to niggas before the election, but I don't know. Maybe they missed it.
I think this is the clip where he says, I live in a Klan country, show me. Let me play it real quick because I'm pretty sure this is it.
I am honored to be performing for the office, for the president of the United States. Regardless, ain't another president asked me to perform. Ain't nobody calling Nelly. I would have performed. Well, ain't nobody ever asked you to come to a Klan rally either. What do you mean? Why would I go to a Klan rally? I don't live in a Klan country. Well, what is still a Klan country? No, this ain't no Klan. This is a Klan country, man. Where is it? It's a Klan country. Where? But
because it's ran by Klan members. That's how, Nelly.
Where is it at?
Because it's ran by Klan members. Because some of the people in charge of the states and the governors and the mayors and the lawyers and district attorneys, like, because they're white supremacists, they are Klan members. That's how.
Yeah, that's I didn't know Nelly said all of that. I actually tapped out.
Me too. I didn't know he said all that.
Very I don't know if Nelly really should have did this interview, especially I guess he just did it to stand firm on how he felt. A lot of things you mentioned, Bondi, about whether he knew about it, I think he does know. I think he just doesn't care. I think he has a right to, support, do what he gonna do, vote for who he gonna vote for. But I also feel like on the same token, people also got a right to not rock with you. For me, I didn't listen to none of them folks. Soulja Boy, Nelly, Snoop does not move the needle for me. So I'm like, I ain't been supporting you, so I can continue to not support you. Because you crazy.
That's why really when he said not now.
I hate to see when celebrities kind of like try to disassociate themselves from the very fans they want to support them. That gets very annoying a bit, and we continue to put them in positions and prop them up to be bigger and bigger and bigger than what they are, and the whole time they ain't trying to fuck with us for real. It's disappointing.
You know what's sad though? What's sad is that people are not going to Nelly for voting advice, obviously, and he is tweaking. That's another thing.
Okay, definitely tweaking.
He's tweaking. Something's wrong. Okay, but buddy's heightened.
That
But
was so stupid to say. Go ahead.
it, girl, I can't. But here's the thing. I think people are like leaving out the historical part of this. Like historically, hip hop has been a black art form that has been bred like as a result of racism. So
Mm,
to see the way y'all are selling out, like people have always sold out and y'all are selling out, and that's fine.
right.
But people have a right to be sad about the fact that their
That's
faves are
cool.
selling out. And
Mhm.
I'm not surprised because to me, I feel like a lot of times when these men showcase themselves to be problematic with women, it's because they're fucked up people and y'all think they pro-black. And then they prove
Mm.
to y'all that no, they're fucked up people, which means they don't give a fuck about anybody. They don't give a fuck about the rest of you niggas, and they damn sure don't give a fuck about women. And that makes them no different than a racist white men that they're not supposed to be in alignment with because just their existence is out of alignment with these white men. But Trump has always been able to like infiltrate hip hop and infiltrate
Black
popular
men.
culture. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's always
Mhm.
been
Not
able to
all
do
of them,
that.
but a lot. But I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
laughing because you said y'all's faves. And like I could see Snoop being a lot of people's faves, obviously.
Mhm.
But Nelly, like when I think about Nelly, I think about hot in here and white people dancing off beat or double clapping on every single downbeat to his music. So it's like, it's fitting.
Yeah.
He
It's
did go
just
country. And back then we thought that was like Nelly just wants to be a big star thing. But no, it's giving a I'll do anything to make this money because I probably owe somebody money because I have a gambling problem.
that's when you were kind of like connecting them to like, some like Trump and all of that. I'm like, yeah, it really boils down to money and power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be connected to that. So yeah.
Proximity. Yeah. Proximity
But
Mhm.
to it. Ain't
but the
nobody thought about
very
Nelly.
the very things that we upholded, as far as image, like the very black people that all of us grew up seeing as heroes, as far as civil rights movement and the artists from the 60s and the 70s, those people made choices. Like we find out later that people like James Earl Jones was a bitch ass nigga. But outside of that, for the most part, we had a lot of pride in the fact that black artists took a stand because this was something that was about all of us. The black artists are affected by the racism just as much as the black
Mhm.
people are affected by racism, no matter how
True.
much money they had. And is
Mhm.
I might be rich, but I'm still a nigga. That whole mind frame, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's something to be said about us being in a time where we are so mixed up, but we're not really. You know what I'm saying? Money
Mhm.
can
Mhm.
basically buy anything, but I'm like, that's the time for like people's integrity and for you to stand on business about something. Because to me, I feel like in maybe 20, 30 years, are you really gonna want to be the person that was on the side of this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man,
Right.
be fucking for real.
And at the end of the day, still trying to scrape up your coins to play back them
Right.
gambling
And
debts because I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I don't think it's gonna make a
mm-mm,
difference.
it's not
I think
But
people would have respected that more if he would have just said that.
right. But
yeah,
don't make it seem like we fucking tripping.
Yeah. He really did.
I gotta share this video of Snoop just because somebody already
Oh,
this a throwback.
want to do it. I'm waiting. I'm going to roast the fuck out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? I was the one that's performed for himself. So I ask you a question.
And he was the one.
and I kind of see them and him even back then as some of those people that came to the front and were like, "Oh, I'm supporting Kamala. I'm voting for Kamala, 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 whatever." But then the whole time they voted for somebody else. It was giving performative action. And that's what he was doing at that time. I wouldn't be surprised if that man did vote, but had to get online when it was so critical for people to be like, who you standing with? Who you with? What's what? And he did that to save face, knowing when he went behind them doors, he was going to be able to vote for who he wanted to vote for. I wish they still had that website up when you could put people name in and see
Oh,
it'll
they don't have
turn
it no
blue or
more.
red. They stopped. They cut it off like shortly after the election. They cut it
Oh
off.
my
And they said, we'll
gosh.
see you next term or something like that. I'm like, go ahead. Y'all should have just left it up. Leave it open.
No, for real. Put it on blast because I want to know.
Okay.
Okay.
Child. Mhm.
So the next thing, I got some more gossip stuff for us to talk about.
Mhm.
But low key, we need to lighten this shit up with some drama.
Let's.
I was telling somebody, I was telling somebody about all the reality TV shows that I like,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Oh, I see you like mess," and I was like, "No, I like psychology.
Oh.
I like to think about the why. We gotta make a real classy base."
Oh, I like that. The psychology of it all. Yes.
Okay, that's what we are over here. So let's get into it. Ooh,
Mm.
no, I don't want to talk about Miami first. I want to talk
Okay.
about Atlanta
Okay.
first. So what happened on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was, did you watch it, Jamie?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Bam and Scrappy got into it. I don't really know why they got into it other than her saying that he was treating her like shit.
Mhm.
And outside of that, we found out about the baby. Bambi says she didn't care. I think she does, at least a little bit, just a tad.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Why? Why you
I
think
know
she
last
care?
I just feel like last week in the past episode, you remember I questioned if they had slept together when he had fixed her shirt. And you and
Oh.
you and Bounty was like, nah, I think she done with it. But I still think she kind of cares. I think it's just to the point to where she knows that he's trash. He's not any good. So
Mhm.
she kind of just like, I know this is how he operates, but I think she's still attached to it a little bit. She's still committed to being on his side of things. Like she got love for him. So I think that she is not surprised about the new baby, but I do think that she's a little bit bothered.
Maybe so. Maybe you're thinking that because of the energy she gave and how she was still trying to, I guess, show up for him and support him when they got into that argument. And she was talking to Carly or somebody saying, I don't know why he treats me like that. And I'm still showing up for a person that I don't have to show up for. So maybe that's what it is. But I kind of thought she would have been over him. But maybe she does feel away. Hmm.
She
Hmm.
do.
To see
She
that
do.
he's moved on, and at that particular time, I don't think she moved on just yet, so maybe she does feel away, like, damn.
Mm, that's not what I think it is.
Mhm.
I think that she know that she can't go back with him and she know they can't be together no more.
Uh,
But that's different when he go and have a baby for some random person and what that's gonna mean for your life. And I think a part of her was crying because she knew that that situation was about to upset her life. Because him having another baby is gonna affect
oh.
how much she's able to be there for her 3 children, right? He already don't do as much as she would like for him to do. So now you didn't just you added another random baby mama who obviously
Random.
just who wants to have a baby with Scrappy because she watched him on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta when she was in high school is what it's given. So you didn't had a baby with a fucking clout chaser. So I already had to deal with the Erica baby mama thing, and now you've added another person in this situation for me to be linked to that I may not want to deal with. And I also feel like she do still love him. She don't want to
Yeah.
be with him because she know it's not good for her, but she does still love him and care about him and want the best for him. And I do think she's disappointed because this episode when she was crying about like him having a baby and how he treat her and all of that, I think because on some level, even when you don't want to be with a nigga as a woman, you think I still love this person, so I'm still gonna treat him like a person I love and care about. Niggas be mad you don't want to be with them no more, so they don't have that same energy with you. And that's what I think she's probably been, experiencing with him, trying to be there as a family member, as a friend, and him also using that to try to fuck her and try to get her in emotionally. And she's like, no. And then you get mad at her when she doesn't want to give you that. I feel like I think we all have experienced that. Where you don't want to be with a nigga no more. And so they try to use whatever they may be going through to invoke your sympathy, which is supposed
Mhm.
to make you want to be with them. And then when you like, no, that's not working, they get mad at you and act like you the fucked up one.
Right.
That man said, "My mama dying."
Yeah.
My mama name, man. It's my mama, man. It's my mama, man. I was like, nigga, please. You
Is
know
she
Mama D was all
dying?
right.
Or
You
did
knew
she
Right.
that
have
fucking
high?
lady was all right.
What are talking about? And then I saw in one of the playback clips somebody was joking about Zayn having to get on his tippy toes to hug Scrap, and I was hollering.
Oh, damn, Zane.
I was
He is
hollering
little.
watching him.
He
Oh,
is
it was
little.
funny. Okay, the last thing that happened from ATL that I wanted to talk about was Kirk and Rashida sitting down with Yandy and Mendices. And this is what I thought was
Mm.
funny as hell because just a couple episodes ago, when it came to Jasmine saying, Kirk offered me money, Kirk's still trying to sleep with me, blah, 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 she was a fucking liar. Now that somebody else's husband is in a hot seat for potentially messing around or doing something he wasn't supposed to do with Jasmine's friends, now
Chai.
saying a complete lie. So is the lady credible or is she not credible, Kirk? What's going
She
on?
credible. She's
As
credible.
hell, yeah.
You was
One
trying to fuck her, Kirk, and we all know that. That's why you deleted the messages. and honestly, Mendices, the way he threw Mendices, I feel like the niggas was throwing each other under the bus all
They
over
were.
the shows this week. They were just throwing each other under the bus all over the place this week. Nigga, me or you going, okay?
That's funny.
Kirk was like, listen, everybody can't be saying this. And plus, the way Mendices was trying to go around checking people, but continuously leaving out the part about Erica Racine, saying that he was trying to, keep her friend quiet. I believe that because he threatened them. He was like, well, y'all, I'm gonna handle it how y'all want to handle it. And if it's not handled, then I'm coming. And Rashida laughed, and I'm like, what? Why are you laughing, Rashida? Because you want Mendices to do something to harm Jasmine? Because your husband can't stop fucking her or trying to fuck her?
She's happy
Yeah.
also because somebody else is going through it. Dealing with
Misery loves
similar
company.
dealing with a similar situation. I thought it was interesting to see Mendices try to blame Kirk for Jasmine. And it's like,
Yeah,
nah,
that was
buddy,
crazy.
you trying to nah, that's on you, fam. And so Kirk wasn't really wrong, but you brought up a good point. Like, oh, so she was lying to him and she ain't lying. Nah, Kirk, what's going on? Yeah, it's messy. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen that's gonna have Yandy crying to the camera saying, y'all gotta stop this when it comes to
Oh,
breaking up marriages and stuff. And I'm like, but you should be mad at Mendices because he's the only one that's putting you in this compromising situation for people to have information to bring back to y'all. So that's on you.
and then when she said that she halfway wanted to hug Rashida, that was weird.
Like,
She was
why
like,
you
"You see
mad at
where?"
Rashida?
And
She said,
then
"You see where I halfway hugged you."
keep in mind, the reason Jasmine went in on the Mendici situation was because of how Yandy yelled in this lady's face.
Yep. She should have
Went in
minded her
on
fucking
her,
business.
and her man would have never got put out there. So
And
that's
Mendices
on
know that
y'all.
because he said it. He said it. He was like, Yandy was going at her, and now I gotta deal with. Because I think at some point he's probably went off on Yandy like, you should have been minding your fucking business. I think he told her that in private.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she won't be mad at
Oh.
Rashida. Because low key, when you as a woman go and get yourself involved in your friend mess and your husband check you about it, you can't really be mad at your man because you male identified and you need his validation. So you're gonna be mad at your friend, even though she didn't even ask you to do all that.
Mm.
That's what it's given to me.
You got to put the blame on somebody, right?
Yes. Yandy is so
That's
weird.
how
I
it
need for her
works.
to do better. I hate that Yandy is like the perfect example of when somebody is like book and business smart, but that does not translate to the decisions they make for themselves in a relationship.
I feel like that always happens though.
It
Like
does.
9 times out of 10, the women I know that have the multiple degree, it's like the Molly syndrome from Insecure.
Yes.
Highly successful, but I don't want to say can't keep a man. It's like you can't choose a good one for you, or it's like I don't know. Well,
Not
actually, it
even
might
just
not be
choosing a good
Molly
one.
because yeah, Molly used to choose some good guys, but it was always something with her. So maybe it's not the Molly syndrome. It's more so somebody I know, and I ain't
But I
trying to put
know,
them on blast.
I know what you
I
mean
don't want to
though.
throw that example out there.
I think we know a lot like that though. Like, Yandy is one of them, but I feel like we know a lot of women, and it's not even just about. I mean, Letitia, like, from Married to Medicine. I don't know why, but she comes across like that, where
Really?
it's not that you go and get with a fuck nigga, but you supposed to be book smart, but you really show up in relationships green, and it shows. Like, You're supposed to be book smart, but in relationships, you literally have no real intelligence whatsoever, but how to use titties and ass to manipulate a man. That's all you know.
You think so? I don't see that with her.
You know?
With her, no. You talking about Sweet Tea?
Yes. When we get to that Married to Medicine episode, we talking about that?
Yeah, we talking about it. I don't see
Okay.
that with her at all. I think she's
No,
operating.
somebody said she isn't any kind of smart in my opinion, but she is. Y'all have to think
Yeah.
about in real life, she has a government job. She probably was always taking care of herself. She looks like the country book smart girl that made good grades in school and maybe didn't get a lot of experience dating until later on in life. But it still gives book smarts, and I can do something in my business life or in intelligence level very smart, but when it comes to relationships, I act like a bird. That's what I mean.
Not a bird.
Y'all, the way she stood with Greg little hands holding her, talking about this we've been together for 2 years, this is not a sugar daddy sugar.
I think all that is for play. Y'all don't think that's for play though? That's why I think that she's just.
You mean the relationship?
The way that she's acting with him, she knows that that's a part of her appeal with her being younger. So I think that's why she acting like that.
I think the relationship is play. I mean, I just don't see the connection. Like I barely saw it with him and Quad.
Oh, Latrice and Cliff.
You trying to say it's him?
Not Latrice and Cliff boyfriend. I know what you mean. Latrice and Cliff. Yeah, that's a similar situation. They be so smart in business. Like they can be a astute businesswoman. Mary J. Blige, Halle Berry. Like it doesn't necessarily have to just be like a book smart thing. It could just be an overall successful thing. And then you don't make those same type of astute decisions when it comes to your relationships. Keke Palmer, Sky Jackson, that type of thing. Jennifer Williams. Your mic not working.
Yeah, I'm back on. So I was just asking, I'm trying to multitask, asking if one of y'all could share the Love and Hip Hop Miami clip that's in the DMs, because for whatever reason my playback audio is choppy.
Okay.
I really want everybody to be able to hear the argument between Amara and Flo.
Oh yeah. I
don't want to talk about it without playing the audio. I don't know why my internal speaker sound.
Oh, the one that you said earlier today.
Somebody just said Trina in the comments, and when I tell you ain't never fucking lied, when I seen that dude say y'all ain't respect y'all disrespecting the marriage ain't disrespecting y'all, and then he said I'm tired of this shit. He threw something at somebody. I was just like, Trina, why, girl? Trina, why? You was supposed to at least get you one of them old niggas that they too cool for this type of shit. They might have killed somebody and sold some drugs and smacked some bitches, but they too old for that now.
Somebody said Mel. That's a good example too.
Yeah.
I don't think she dimmed herself. I think she just pulled him up to where she was.
Yeah, I think so.
She didn't really, not as much as some of these women do. But you know what it is though? I think when women be so smart like that, you be wanting to be in your body. And some of these stupid niggas know how to be in their body because being in your body is like a lower level sacral thing. So you don't have to have like sex and all of those urges are like low in your sacrum, like in your body energetically. It's in a lower place in your body. So I think people that operate on a lower energetic level are a lot of times in their sexual energy all the time. And, that means they don't operate high on a whole bunch of levels because they operate so high in that level. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that, you can't be a really smart person and really good at sex.
The flip side. Got it. Yes, because it be the one. That's like how people say when, a nigga ain't got no job or, the ones who work the Amazon shifts, the peen gonna hit type thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not the Amazon shifts.
It's something about somebody who's like center of gravity, or they just they operate in an energy that is lower. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very sacred. It's very more like animalistic than
down there.
Yes, in the dick, in the vagina.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay, not oh my.
Speaking of the DICK and the vagina, when the hell is P Valley coming back?
Down in the valley where the girls
I don't
can
know. Is it gonna
I
be?
miss
Is it
it.
this year or is it next year? I thought it
It
was
better be
2026.
this
Yeah.
year.
Primal.
Jesus,
I,
I
Thank
can't
you.
wait. I
That's
can't
the
wait.
word.
I thought it was 2026. I
Primal.
heard somebody was just talking about Primal. Okay, let me play this clip real quick.
Prime Evil. That's
From
that new show.
Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Should really stop telling black women to stop loving themselves. You stop loving yourself. Selling bleaching cream. Slap the out of you, bitch. You ugly as no wonder why your baby daddy call you a black ass bitch. You said what? Thank you.
what?
This is a lie, you guys. This is a lie. How the do you come to an event with a whole bunch of black, beautiful women to promote women positivity, but you're out here on social media telling bitches to bleach their skin and look yellow and funky like you do, bitch? You don't know anything about skincare? No, I know about being melanated and black and beautiful, bitch. You mad because I'm light-skinned. This bitch is mad. Why would I be mad because you're light-skinned? Bitches wish that they look like me. That's how black bitches hate on light-skinned girls? Woo! Say that one more time. Say that out loud. You should really stop.
I love how Mara did not skip. She didn't every word got out. She
It
didn't
was
like
set
they
up.
wouldn't listen. My girl knew exactly
again.
what she was gonna say. What say what? Say what you say? What you say about light skin beach? What you say?
No,
I
it threw
think
me when she
Florence
said, "You don't
walked
care
right
about
into it.
skincare."
Knowing damn well that ain't no skincare. I think Flo walked right into what Amarda wanted her to walk into. I
Yep.
feel like it's not something that Flo hasn't done before. So I feel like Amada knew what she was doing. She came there. I'm finna walk you right into this, bitch. I know you ain't got control like I do. You say a lot of whack shit. I'm finna get your ass on camera this time. And I think she walked right into it.
Amara was low-key ready for her the last time when she poured that drink on Amara and Amara smacked the shit out of her.
Child, listen, it's a mess though. I mean, they both can go in my personal, in all honesty, just like Erica and Spice could have left for me. And Flo, you're not really that light skinned.
No, I was thinking that the whole it was giving light skinned Keisha. Like, what are we?
Yeah, like what is
What
light
are
skin for
we?
y'all?
It was giving that a little piece.
I mean, in Miami, like, what are y'all talking about? I'm just.
I'm sorry. For Florida standards, she is absolutely light skinned. I found this out
Is she?
recently. Yes,
Who
for
said
Florida
that?
I
people,
guess so, because Trina say
Florida.
she light skinned too.
Florida people feel like if you are not like Jamie's skin tone, you're not brown or dark skin, you're light skin. That's how people in Florida feel. Listen, I'm from Louisiana, so we have a different gradient here for skin tone, but Florida absolutely feels like Flo is light skin. I know we don't. I don't.
No, we
We
don't
don't.
here either. We definitely
Florida
don't.
different. Florida is different. They
I
really do
was
feel
gonna
like
say we don't hear either, but light skinned Keisha said she light skinned. I don't know what the hell they think.
is she from there for real? No, I'm serious because me and
Where's she
Jasmine, me and
from?
Black Witch Yaya have had this conversation several times because
Oh, really?
because she has pointed out to us, like me and my friend Kima, that we're considered like light skinned. Me, I'll take that. Kima is actually a little bit like more maybe your color, Nisi. So like she's a little bit darker than me. So we would never consider her light skin. She would not be considered dark skin, but she would not be considered light skin. So it seems to me a lot of people in Florida don't have a brown skin button. You are either light skin or dark skin to them. To a lot of other of us, we have a gradient. So you can be brown skin, not be dark skin, damn sure not be light skin, but you are brown. Like you have a brown skin tone. It's not dark, but it's not light.
Two things. One, Keisha from Decatur. She was born in Decatur, so damn near Atlanta.
Okay, that's you right.
The second thing is that's you said something about light, dark. That's true. You know what's interesting? When I was growing up, it was one or the other, right? You're either light or you're dark. And I feel like brown started to change once Instagram came around and you start having a lot of YouTubers doing certain type of hair textures and this, that, and other. Around that same time frame, that's when I started hearing brown skin. It would be light, brown, dark. But before that, it was either one or the other. You light or you dark. It's not no
And
in between.
yeah, and that's different out here because I growing up, even though I am lighter, I did not experience what I felt like a lot of light-skinned girls in my area experience. I was not on, like, I was on the outside looking in of a lighter complected girl with curly, soft textured hair. That was not me. You know what I'm saying? I had a perm at like 7 or 8, girl. So like,
No, same.
you know what I mean? That wasn't my experience. And so for me as an adult, I have heard that I am light skinned more than I did when I was growing up, because when I was growing up, Miami tip, that's light skin. I'm not considered light skin for me and for people from New Orleans, because we feel like light skinned people are the ones that are like low key damn near white, except for the fact that they have a black texture of hair and they might have negroid facial features.
Right, right. So what the fuck is Flo talking about? What the fuck? That was the
Delusions of
craziest
grandeur.
argument.
I was just,
I,
yes, that's what she
I
talking about.
wanted to read this comment from Erica though. So Erica says, shaking my head, here we have yet again more selective outrage. These TV networks are so full of shit. I went to hell when it came to my child based on the individual looks, not skin color. As any mother would in my position. I was filming for months and months after it happened until the world was selectively outraged. I was only fired so the network could save face, but yet this is okay and she probably is still filming now. Won't have her job taken from her. This is exactly why humans can never cancel me. The man upstairs knows what's what. February 2nd. See y'all on Zeus Network. Girl, go to bed.
You're not black, sweetie. let's start there. No, Flo is not gonna get the same response that you did, because Flo is actually a black woman that's having a conversation about colorism, which is bad, but it's not the same thing as a Latino woman that infiltrated
Right.
black culture and makes money off black culture and fucks black men so she can feel better about herself because she's not as accepted in her own community because she's looked at as a hood rat. So it's not the same. Also, Flo's apology to me was one that if you felt like you needed a response that was adequate, I do feel like Flo's response was like, okay, like I've learned from this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got angry. I said some things I shouldn't have said. Like, she didn't make any real excuses for herself, and her apology seemed well written. So it's almost like, yeah, I can see why Flo didn't lose her job, and I can see why you lost your job, because you
Right.
still up here making excuses for what the shit that you said.
Exactly. Still
And
don't
did
think
not
she lost.
apologize. I don't think Erica has apologized for anything she
She
said or did to
apologized
this
to
day.
us.
She did.
She apologized
Oh,
to
yeah,
us.
to us,
Yeah.
but not Spice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just a damn mess. Estelita said that Flo is not to be believed. She ain't sorry. Let's get into it.
So I heard a fake apology was issued. Why do I call it fake? Well, that tea party happened months ago. If she really felt bad for her actions, you will think she would never do it again, right? Well, last week, we had another scene on Thursday. She pulled up and got into it with my friend once again and kept on calling my friend Amada a black bee. You already know. Over and over and over. She repeated everything she said to my friend at that tea party. Does that sound like someone who is truly sorry for their actions? Absolutely not. She just got too real for her. Let's not be fooled by a fake apology, y'all.
Okay.
Wake up.
I'm up, Estelita. Can I tell y'all I low-key like Estelita? She funny to me.
Estelita been punking the fuck out the girls. I said she ain't never pulled this shit in Atlanta. She came down to Miami and she got y'all, girl.
I've never
gathered.
seen her before. I'm not familiar with her at all.
She was the Panamanian goddess. So when Stevie was trying to replace Jocelyn, he brought in Estelita as her follow-up, and she did not do well in that setting. But over here, she's opportunistic. So like a lot of her befriending people and defending them comes from camera time, and if I align myself with you, that'll make me more money. But I'm also not really mad at Estelita, because I feel like Estelita is one of those girls that's had a fucked up life, and I still feel like on shows she shows up as somebody that like makes sense to me at moments. So I like Estelita, and she funny. Like she just be saying funny shit to me
She
sometimes.
really.
I see how I
Um,
feel. I see how
yeah,
I feel.
she alright. She's straight. She's
No, I'm just
straight.
saying, I don't like a lot of these other people. So when somebody is like halfway funny and not as problematic and they entertaining, like I love the fact that she jumped into that fight with Princess. I'm
I
sorry,
ain't
I
like that
do.
shit.
I
I
did.
like I like when Princess slapped the fuck out of a model, but I ain't like when she
And
jumped in because I'm
I ain't like
like,
when she did that shit. So see how they go. We just
I'm
need to be
like, why the fuck?
non-violent.
Why would you invite the girl to the event knowing she finna get at get at your friend? Like you really are the reason for this, and then jump on the girl.
Because Princess has not gotten physical in a very long time. So I feel like they all thought that Princess wasn't gonna go like that. Like she was gonna have an argument,
They probably did.
but she wasn't gonna go physical because Princess hasn't really been involved like that for years. So I honestly was low-key surprised that she took it there, when we saw it on the blogs. I was like, really, Princess still, girl?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I just think Estelita is entertaining. I wish she wouldn't have gotten that shit done to her ass though.
I love that she came out and spoke out against Flo. That was something I was like, okay, bitch, I can get with that. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing with what's her name, Zoe, when she got Zoe's friend to come to the her picture thing, I felt like she was doing too much because I do feel like Zoe was lying, but she did have a point. But it was just like, girl, who are you to be checking somebody? Like, bitch.
Did you feel like Zoe was fucking that girl? Because I low-key thought that Zoe was
potentially.
Listen, when the girl brought it up at the bridal shop, I thought that she was talking about herself.
She probably was.
What about that girl you was fucking with? I feel like you should be with her.
Right. 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 And I think the girl told Estelita, like, you don't know everything. Like, you don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
And Zoe do look gay. Zoe look gay to me. And I feel like if Zoe, I don't know who's pressuring Zoe to be straight, the world, I guess. But, but Zoe does give, if I was really being myself, I would just be gay. I'm just saying.
I guess the world, since they think big girls can't get a man, maybe she holding on to the little piece one she got just to say she got one. But
so little.
Y'all don't even
so
look.
Little.
Let me not.
Girl look like he jump in there and get lost. We had to lift up something because we couldn't find him.
Not get lost.
Not lost. Lift something up, girl.
Y'all know she was sitting next to that man looking like his mama.
She was though, but let me not.
Oh Lord.
It ain't even that like she, plus size. It's that she's taller. Like she's just much. He's so little.
Zoe like is plus size.
No, she is. But I'm saying that's not why I'm saying
that's not the reason.
Like, he literally looks like a child sitting next to her. Like if she was skinny, he would still look like her child.
I like Ching Diamond though. I think she's talented. I don't understand why she would rather have an NIGGA there versus her child. And what's killing me is the nigga fucking up behind bars. Why would you want to bring him to your house to mess up on the outside? What you got going on? Just say you got some zig. Like,
Jamie, when I tell you, never in my life have I laughed at a bitch tears before the way I did. She was sliding down that fucking wall in the studio. I'm like, what is going on? All I can hear is time on my hands. Since you've been away, boy. She was sliding down the studio wall.
Girl, it was giving, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed no tear.
I deserve better.
I cannot. That's crazy. But I'm like, when did Love and Hip Hop get this dramatic?
Girl, she was on the floor in the studio. I was just like, girl, pull yourself together.
Oh, because he ain't gonna be out in the extra 30 days.
30 days.
Like, girl, you crashing out more than the Love After Lockup people.
You know why, right? You know why? Because she been not having sex. She been celibate since he been in jail, and he keep getting caught up over and over again. So every time she thinks she about to get some, it keep getting pushed back. And I'm like, well, why don't you do what these niggas do and go get you some dick and then lie about it? Like, do what these niggas do.
Right. Not I'll slide down the wall for that dick. No, man.
Oh. And then the fact that, like, girl, you in the studio with Derek. Derek is a really good producer. That song Receipt that he got with Trina, I love that song. He's a good producer. For her to waste studio time so she could talk to that nigga, Girl, you answering prison calls from inside the booth. I hate this for you. Learn from Cardi B. The nigga you was with in jail is the nigga that's gonna stay in jail.
I wonder what happened to that man. He's still in jail.
Probably still in jail.
Probably
Wouldn't that
so.
be so fucking crazy if she ended up getting back with him and pulling like a Nikki?
Oh, please don't do that. Oh, that would be
Oh,
crazy. That would be probably embarrassing, actually.
oh
When
my
I tell you,
gosh.
I would read her down to her motherfucking scalp because she been on the internet talking about, you will never get a bitch like me, nigga. You'll never get another bitch like me, nigga. And I'm like, if you go and get with a nigga that was in jail, I need for you to understand you've downgraded from Offset. I just want you to
Child.
know. You've downgraded from the nigga that could dance and throw his arm behind his back. Like, I know y'all don't know.
What was he doing on
Okay.
that stage?
Girl,
Oh,
y'all know he
was
really
killing
be, you know, he be
I can't. I want to be a rock star, party like a rock. I want to be a rock star so bad.
Michael Jackson.
He did. He
Uh,
could the rapping and the dancing. That one performance he did, he killed it. He
No,
went
he
in.
did. Then the one with just him and Quavo. Oh my God, that made me
oh,
so
true.
mad at them. That
Yeah,
made me so because I was literally like, y'all, this
it
is
was
what
beautiful.
happens all the time. People be so much better together than they are separately, but their egos are so inflated that they can't see the forest for the trees. I feel the same way with the city girls. Y'all are not that.
Oh yeah.
Y'all are not that entertaining or impressive separately, but together doing choreography together, bitch. I love. I'm still not over that little
I
dance they
think
used to do.
I think they're gonna come back. I think
You
they'll
hoes
be
I
back
think it's gonna be
together.
too late. It's gonna be too late.
I hope not.
I don't
With
know,
the
cause we
right
just don't know
record,
what's gonna happen with JT. Yeah, that's true. She might be on her Beyonce. We
as
still
long,
hoping for a Destiny's Child come back.
but they can always come back because they R&B. Like old
Who?
groups,
Destiny's Child?
yeah, they can always come
Yeah.
back and people will still be there because Beyonce has retained, you know, and then the other two girls have also retained, so they can always come back. The city girls, on the other hand, y'all
Yeah, I don't
listen.
see it.
Don't come back
Yeah.
like the ghetto twins. Don't come back when you that old. Okay, y'all know y'all don't know who the ghetto twins are. They're a local group
I
out
don't know
here,
who it is.
but there is two
Oh,
twin female rappers, and they was real hot in the 90s, and then they like took a break, and then they came back, and now they somebody grandma, and we love to
Ooh.
see them, but it's still giving like two hood grandmamas twerking. And I
Wow.
love them.
damn!
I love
I'm
y'all
over
for
here
real.
thinking about Salt and Pepper when you said get whatever the name is.
Ghetto twins.
The ghetto
Like,
twins. Y'all got
yeah,
y'all gotta look up the ghetto twins. Okay. If y'all have never heard of the ghetto twins,
I'm
y'all
about
gotta
to
look
look
my
them up.
girls up. New Orleans. Okay. Listen,
Mm.
they was good rappers too. Think about female mysticals, but just not like that energetic, but the way they rap.
Is this them?
Oh, female
Yes.
mysticals.
Yeah, because the tone of their rap. Yes, that's my
Yeah, that
girls right
surprises
there.
me.
I'm seeing dark skin and light skin. Who's who?
You said I'm seeing several different variations.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
because I'm
lighting. That's
like,
them back in the day. That's them from back in the
oh,
day.
ghetto twins. Gotcha. Okay.
Shake, shake, then you rock, rock. Oh yeah. Shout out to my girls, bro. They have an excellent tone, but yeah, see how they older in some of these pictures?
Oh, they look great.
Mhm.
Go
Oh
ahead,
yeah,
They still
ladies.
dressed alike.
yeah,
I'm
still
gonna have
to
to
this day.
listen.
Child,
Let
they
me get
sample
up.
Betty Wright.
Oh, this is
Mm.
Summer Walker playing. Okay, ghetto
Yeah.
twins.
Okay, come on, shout out to my girls.
Right.
But
Okay.
no,
Well,
we don't want the city girls to be that old before they come back, is what I mean.
let us
Right.
pray.
And whenever they come back, just make sure y'all come back in the summer because the more warm it is outside, yeah, just don't come back in the winter. Okay,
Yes.
so I wanted to talk about some more gossip. A few topics. Next thing we're gonna get into is Ashley and Tyler from Love Is Blind broke up. We talked about them for a hot second because this is the one. Y'all remember? Y'all remember who Tyler
Yeah.
is?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Tyler is
Tyler had them
your
babies.
he had the lesbian baby mama.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
about
that
Said
was
three,
he
four
5 minutes
kids?
ago. That was 5
yeah,
minutes ago. That was the last season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They
yes.
broke up already?
Yep.
They broke up
After she
already.
went and did podcasts talking about people never being married before, never finding their person, and she's not going to leave her husband because you guys think that she should leave him.
She was gonna
Um,
stick beside him.
and she was believing whatever story he was telling her about those kids. Like he got the girl pregnant doing her a favor, as if they weren't his kids.
No, as if they weren't
Like
in a
you weren't.
relationship. They were in
Well,
a
yeah,
relationship,
that.
and he was trying to make
Yeah.
it seem like they wasn't. Yeah, I saw the girl
Whether it be
on
sexual
TikTok.
or like actual relationship. Yeah, they was fucking.
Yeah, I only paid
Mhm.
attention to this because this is what some gay shit intersected. So that's why I was paying
Yes.
attention. Some
Uh-huh.
gay shit.
But he hasn't said anything. She's the only one that made a statement. But the one clip I will say is that, quote, she emphasized the decision wasn't made lightly, but was necessary for her growth and peace. So I think that that's funny as fuck that she's saying growth and peace. I mean, I'm never wishing bad on another woman. But the thing is, he all out abandoned them kids. It was very obvious that 2 + 2 was 4. You wanted to ignore it, but you weren't really bothered because they weren't your kids. And now all of a sudden, for your growth and peace, you had to lead a relationship. And it was other women came out that said things about Tyler, like what he owed somebody $10,000 or $18,000, something crazy,
Mhm.
for rent. He had been leaving women without peace. So I think it's funny that now all of a sudden you want to leave for your growth and peace. Everybody has to learn a lesson. At least you learn your lesson without having another kid that he wasn't gonna claim, or
Thank
a kid he
God.
wasn't gonna claim. So good for you if this is how you had to leave it.
Yeah,
I
I
low
have
key
to
want to
say.
rub her face in it though, just because of the way she was like, we're hating on you. Yeah, just a little bit. You'll be all right.
Yeah, love was blind for her, literally, and it'll take over your mind. What you think is love is truly not, and I guess
You need
she
to
didn't elevate
elevate
it
and
and find.
find. Come on.
Hmm. I think they've been broken up for a minute. In all honesty, I think she was just kind of like saving face or whatnot. And now that she's in a better mental space, she decided to let everybody know that she done with him. But honestly, I think she ain't have to say nothing. Just slowly back away, fall back into the bushes like Homer Simpson. That's all she had to do. Just like,
Yeah.
let me just slide on back. Let me take this down. Let me take that one down and just
Yeah.
fade to the back. But maybe she's looking for more opportunities, which is why she decided to put a statement through people.
That
So
makes sense.
that could be it. Yeah.
That would be the right thing for her to do.
Hmm.
Make some sort of profit off of it. It actually would be the right thing for her to do.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing that I wanted to move on to, I I don't know why, but it just brings so much joy to me when we talk about white shit over here. And when I say white shit, I mean like white mess, white drama. It's such a thrill because I'm like, damn, we never talk about this shit.
We
We
don't.
need to exploit it a little bit more.
We don't.
We do. We only talk
Because they
about
exploiting the hell out of it, okay?
hmm
It be the black people in
so
the comments acting like they don't care. Talk about white people news. Like,
Girl, I
listen,
love white people news,
me too.
especially when it's
oh,
like this, son.
Hell yeah, real
oh, me
messy.
too.
I don't know what to
Me
believe. I'm enthralled.
Okay. That's crazy. I can't remember the last time we had any drama like this to where we was like, oh shit, girl, no, not it. Your
Johnny
head
Depp,
is
Amber
Yes.
literally
Heard.
spinning. Yeah, that's the last time. Yeah.
But I said I
White
didn't like
folks
that
news.
comparison. I said I did not like the Amber Heard comparison because I feel like people use it as to say like that Amber Heard was a complete liar about everything that she said he did. And I'm like, but that's not true. She wasn't a liar about everything she said he did. It just proved that she was also doing toxic ass shit in their relationship. But it doesn't mean he didn't kick her in the back of the head on a plane. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I didn't even know
Mm.
that was an allegation.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what he kicked her in the back, but he like kicked her in, and she was on his plane, and it was another person who was connected to them, somebody that worked for him that had actually texted her and was like, yeah, Johnny was tripping, he shouldn't have done that, like literally text her and said something about it. So that was a part of the lawsuit when I watched the documentary, because I wasn't paying attention when it was going on, because I love me some Johnny Depp, so I wasn't trying to hear nothing bad about him, right? And
Uh-huh.
I actually watched the documentary, and I was like, to me, it seemed like people were way more glamored with the fact that he is Johnny Depp than I thought that they would be. Like, a lot of them, I feel like, were ignoring his smugness They were ignoring how every single person that spoke on his behalf was somebody who he pays. Like they would just, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just certain things during the documentary that I saw that made me feel like y'all acting like he wasn't on drugs in a relationship with a younger woman and low-key abusive just from the standpoint of being a drug addict and out of control of himself, like for no other reason. So he sued her because he said she accused him of abuse and that never happened. Well, what we find out is that some things actually did happen that can be considered abuse. So how can you say that she lied on you?
So how did she lose the case?
I think she lost the case because they proved that she also said and did shit that can be deemed as abusive. So that's why I said I didn't think what happened in that case was actually right. And it was more
I think
so
it's because she was recording, right? It has something to do with her recording certain stuff that backfired against her, is what I thought.
well,
people were saying.
she was on record antagonizing him.
Yes.
Like she was on audio antagonizing him. And so that's why I said it just proves that she was also doing shit. But when she did that article, she said she was in an abusive relationship. He targeted her in the publication because she said he was abusive. And I was just saying, I get that everybody is seeing that she's also done shit, but that does not mean that she lied about him doing abusive shit to her. So that's why I was just kind of like, I don't like that people are using that as an example because they use it like Amber was just lying about everything she ever said. And I'm just saying that it really wasn't that simple, but that's the way people like to remember it because they really just wanted Johnny Depp to be absolved. But she still did shit. Don't get me wrong. But to me, like, you don't have to be a perfect victim in order for somebody to be guilty of the shit that they did to you. And
Right. They always want you to be the perfect victim. If not, it's hard to prove anything.
Exactly.
Which is why I was kind of, when this initially happened, I didn't know what to believe. I'm hollering at this comment from El Michelle. Hey, girl. She said, Nisa, you okay? I noticed your favorite white girl. And I'm hollering because I have always said that Blake Lively was my favorite white girl. And when all this shit happened and I started seeing the headlines about her, I was like, fuck. How many times have I said that she's my favorite white girl? Where have I publicly said that? Because I don't want her to disappoint me. So the fact that you remember that and you checking in on me, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's funny. I don't know what the hell to believe. I initially was kind of, I don't know, y'all. In the beginning, I was hesitant to just flat out say that Boldani was, wrong and he had made her uncomfortable and all that type of stuff. I was kind of hesitant only because I know that sometimes when these stories happen with some of the white ladies, they be lying sometimes. People lie in general, but I just didn't want to jump to that. But not only that, I also remember people talking about Blake Lively having which the two don't correlate at all, at least not at the top level. What she have, the plantation wedding. She had a plantation wedding, and people kept bringing that up to try to say that she had bad character. Even some of her interviews, they try to say she had bad character. She was really rude, or she tried to gaslight people. And when I started seeing all that bad stuff, I was like, damn, I don't know who to believe because I don't really know this lady. I say she's my favorite white girl because she's always seemed to be unproblematic to me, and she dressed cute. And I like her sister in that movie Teen Witch. So yeah, I guess we just gonna watch and see. But I do believe that it's a possibility Ryan could be jealous because that's what I put the clip up for. Yeah, let's get to the why do we think this is going on? What do y'all think?
So I was with you when it first came out. I read all of Blake's lawsuit, and I was just like, "Listen, I believe it." She had her proof in there. I was like, "Listen, I believe he did this shit." Like, whoop. Child, what I said that for? Usually, I'm just like in the middle. I jumped over there on that sidewalk, girl, and had to get off of it because when his people start releasing information on Blake, I'm like, damn, Blake. Then when the attorney said so confidently he was going to sue her and Ryan Reynolds into oblivion, I said, oh my God.
Oblivion.
Blake. Right. And then they dropped this, I can't remember how many page lawsuit. I think it was like 150 page lawsuit with $400 million. I said, oh my God, this is a Blake, girl, you done fucked up the thing, honey. So I don't know what to believe, because at the same time, Blake had cast members that also said that they felt the way about some of his actions. So I'm like, I just refuse to believe them people just sat up there and lied with her. And then when she talked about damaging the career, some of that looked like proof, the evidence we saw. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell to believe.
Okay,
but
what did you just
they
say?
ran her out.
Damn, I won't forget before you what did you just say about damn, I was trying to write it down before you
She said the 150-page documents.
Yeah, the $1 million lawsuit, suing into oblivion.
Yes.
I believe the cast members. I was
that
like,
part. The
yeah.
cast members. So I believe here's the other side of that. The other side of that is everybody has to continue to work, and Ryan Reynolds is a huge star in Hollywood, and so they would align themselves with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively in order to continue to work in Hollywood because of what has already been created by Ryan Reynolds. So because if Ryan Reynolds says these people who are on this production ain't shit, then maybe other people won't hire them. So that's the reason why they could all go along with Blake Lively. But here's the thing, somebody said it in the comments. We were seeing things about Justin Baldoni that made us feel like Justin Baldoni is a fucking weirdo.
Oh, really? I didn't see anything. What was it?
Yeah, that video he did, the proposal video,
the proposal video. Weird as fuck. Please pull it up. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Proposal video. To who? Blake?
His wife.
To his wife. In his real life, he did a proposal video that made him like an action hero trying to propose to her. And I know it was meant to seem sweet, but it low-key felt like this is what somebody does when they make everything about themselves, but want you to think it's about you. And it reminded me of when Jada got mad at Will Smith for throwing that elaborate birthday party she told him she did not want. And then he still went ahead and threw it. And everybody was so mad at her because she was like, but I told you I didn't want this. And then walked off. The party was a representation of him showing off that he could do this for her. It wasn't really about what she wanted. He made it.
Oh, it was on his YouTube channel.
Yes,
I think so. Let me look up.
See if somebody else got it. But when I tell you, it was long as fuck, and it was weird, and it just kind of made you look at him.
He wasn't on that TV show. Do y'all remember that one TV show?
Jane the
Virgin. Used to do those? No, they used to do that one TV show where they would do like flash mob proposals and stuff. It wasn't an episode like that.
He did a flash mob. He did a flash mob, I think, but that was only
more.
Part.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was so long. I remember like, I'm not about to get through the rest of this. I'm not about to watch this whole thing. Like, that's enough. Like, I remember being like, that's enough. And the girl, they were just showing this little video of the girl who was just like sitting there like,
is this it by Wayfair? Let me see. This may be it here.
27 minutes long.
I feel like people are misunderstanding how that scene looked. Girl, we'll get to it. But yes, 26 minutes long.
That's my girlfriend, the restaurant where we had. So he's married too.
Yeah, from my understanding, he's married. Yep.
Hidden cameras to capture the moment. What year was this?
11 years ago.
Okay.
October 9th, 2013.
So he films her getting there, the little setup. Look, rustic. It's rustic. You can play that part.
It was the exact same.
Sweetheart, we've been in a relationship for a year and a half now, and you've changed my life. And I guess I just want to ask you publicly if you want to marry.
Hold on a second. Wait,
Just something on.
I'm doing it again.
No, I know.
I swear, mine's not on. Are you hearing me?
No, Jeff, believe me, I'm looking at the computer. The station is down.
You did the same thing, though.
No, wait. So she didn't hear that?
No, it's not going on for like 15 minutes because he.
Look, Jeff, I get it. I know. You think this is? I know. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks. I just think I just have to restart the computer and then I'll figure something. I gotta get a technician here. This is really bad. You guys, thank you.
Just hold on.
Just, I'm so sorry.
This is when it gets really weird. So he started doing like music video type things. This happened a few times.
And this is where I'll
yes.
Listen, this is where I don't know if this could be his way of doing inside jokes.
That's what I was
thinking.
That's what I was thinking. Inside joke.
Maybe these are her favorite songs or something.
Yeah, somebody in the comments their favorite songs and movies.
But it's still giving you made the proposal all about you and your gay homeboy.
Well, and also it was kind of a business thing too because he's trying to be well, I'm sure he's trying to
Mm-hmm.
blow up as an actor at this point in
Mm-hmm.
time, and then two, he has the production company. So
And it was already on Wafer Studios. So I don't know if
Yep.
is that what he owns?
Yes, that is what he owns. He is the part owner in that production company. Directed
directed
by
by
Justin.
Justin. Yeah, see that?
See, so like I feel like this, on top of the fact that we were hearing from that other company who he worked with, he had worked with that said that they broke ties with him and they're helping Blake because of the way him and one of their employees were had cahoots and stole clients and all of this shit. So like that on top, like I was like looking at a lot of shit that just kind of made me look at him sideways. Like so that's why I said today I was like I'm a little bit more in the middle. I'm okay with her being some weird ass bitch that wants to show she's the queen of the white world over there. I'm totally okay
Who
with
you
that.
talking about, Blake?
Yes.
Nah, she trying
Okay.
to show Ryan Reynolds. No, baby, it's not what you think. Now I gotta pull up the video because let me tell you, it's really
That's
giving
mine too.
something else.
Oh, and I was trying to think about what this ain't they said that's what happened on Martin, right? With
Gina
Gina?
Martin.
Yes,
I think
That's
yes. And
exactly
Tisha
what happened.
Campbell, that she
Yes.
basically something was going on with her and Martin. So they filed a suit in order because Dwayne Martin got mad about it. I do feel like
Yeah.
Dwayne Martin got mad about it, but I also feel like Martin was doing shit because from what I understand, it had been going on for a long time. And it wasn't just her that felt like Martin was abusive. I think Martin was on drugs. And Martin would have moments where he would be cool and moments where his ego would get to him and he would spaz and blow up on people because Cole wanted to fight him too. Like Cole has said bad things about him, and Pam has said that, they basically, everybody was a family, but essentially they treated them like shit and they treated Martin like the star of the show. And that's kind of how Martin treated them as well. Yeah, Martin was out of his mind at the time. Yeah.
They say every moment of this was improvised by Mr. Baldoni, with no discussion or consent in advance and no intimacy coordinator present. This is what Blake's legal
That's not
team
true, though.
said. Watch the
first
video.
sentence.
I'm gonna cut I don't know about the song
Because of music.
Yeah, but at some point they talk.
I'm gonna go to that one too.
Yeah, every moment of this that's not
We'll
true.
just do like our lips are right next to each other.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I think you should start talking.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
See that part?
Don't
can we pause it right quick? That part right there, that was the one part that I did feel like it looked like she may have been uncomfortable, but what he was saying he wanted to happen. And so she's like, let's just talk first. Let's not give it to him. Let's not do all of that so soon. To me, that was the only moment I felt that she was uncomfortable. But then I still feel like, why the fuck would you sign up to do this movie if you were so uncomfortable with having a romantic scene with him? Because y'all were gonna have to improvise intimacy. So you know what I'm saying? But go ahead. I just wanted to mention that.
I'm actually saying something different with that. I feel like when she says let's not give it to him, it's kind of making me think of her attraction for him in a sense of trying to hold back. I feel like women play that hard to get thing as well. And that's kind of what I'm getting versus like, I feel uncomfortable. Let's not. Cause she like, soon as they was like, they're about to start filming, she kind of leaned in towards him. Like she wanted to kiss him. She said, let's not give it to him.
Can you restart
like,
this clip real quick? Just because we like 2 seconds in. I want to see it.
give it to them. They want it. Don't give it to them.
Just keep restraint.
Yeah.
Let me see if I could refresh. Where is it?
Oh, I love 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh yeah, for sure. Rest in peace to Heath Ledger.
I don't know. I wanted to watch that earlier.
Where is
I think you passed it up.
it?
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go.
Is this
oh no, that's the gag order one. That's
yeah.
not it.
Here
right there. Yeah, right there.
Just we'll just do like our lips are right next to each other.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I think you should start talking.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I don't get that.
don't give it to them. They want it. Don't give it to them.
Just
What you get, Niecy?
She didn't seem uncomfortable to me.
Okay.
Keep
It
restraint.
seemed
Yeah,
mutual.
just do a little bit of restraint.
That's why I said it's kind of giving, like, when you kind of like play hard to get a little bit.
Right, come on back. And the couple by the bar walk towards us. Cross.
She is an actress.
No, your name. Sorry.
This is true.
Cross this way. Cross this way. Take your day. Cross this way.
Baby, Ryan Reynolds was pissed. I don't care what nobody.
I know. And my nose is so big.
I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Yeah.
And then
So
God.
y'all remember how
Just
he
kidding.
said she basically said he should get a nose job? That did not seem like that was what she really said. That seemed like a fucking joke, but he made sure to
Yeah.
say that. I also feel like even then when she burst out laughing, when she was laughing, to me, that sometimes shows somebody being uncomfortable with the person touching them. And I don't know why she was signed on to do this, but I still feel like it can be looked at either way because she is acting, but there are
Right.
things where she's continuously trying to create space between them instead
That
of
little
letting her.
twist. I saw it when he spun her around.
Mhm.
He wasn't. It doesn't look like he was planning to even spin her around. It
Mm-mm.
looked like he was
She
gonna
spent
pull her
herself.
in. She spun
Yes.
herself around to try to
Mhm.
create some space. That was so awkward right here with the arm.
Yes. It looked
Yeah,
tight.
it's really
It
hard to. Yeah, it's
And
hard
I
to
Yeah.
think
say.
I just think it's hard to tell in this moment because, like I said, they're acting. So I don't even really feel like I think he's necessarily doing anything wrong. I just still
Mhm.
feel like I can see at moments where she looks uncomfortable. And to me, it's just not playing like, oh, I really like this man. Because I feel like if she really liked him, she wouldn't like all these like I would put my mouth all next to his mouth. I would be looking at nigga all in his fucking
Not
eye.
if your
If I,
husband on set.
but
It's
who
just
is
If your
he on
husband
set?
don't see that,
no.
I would think
That
so.
okay, and I can feel that way.
Blake
Is
has
he on
played
set
the
at this
love
moment
interest
for other
many
people
times.
before, right?
Yes. So why would I'm just
Unless something happened,
confused.
I
and that's
don't
what I was
know.
thinking. Like if she's really uncomfortable in this moment, and I feel like it's still left to interpretation. I don't feel like people can definitely say either way. I'm not gonna say that I definitely know that she's uncomfortable. I can just see where it could look that way based on
I
things
would
that
want
she's
to see.
doing.
I would want to see more clips like this to get to see. I
Yeah.
just would want to see more to see the dynamic of the two. But what I will say, which is interesting, when he says that she said something about his nose. Um, I feel like it was a joke, but
Mhm.
I wonder if he took offense to it because the scene looks a bit improvised. She was already doing the spin that was not supposed to be a part of that. And just for a split second, I thought they were done filming and she was laughing at his nose. But as she continued to talk about the insurance and stuff, she was still being in character. And I said, okay,
Yeah.
she's improvising in this moment. That's not necessarily a part of the script. Is he feeling that you're trying to take a shot at me just a little bit by pretending to improvise this scene but stay in the moment?
The way she said it, you could tell it was a running joke. That wasn't the first time she said it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
and his
The way
nose
she said
touched
so
it,
her
maybe he's
nose,
sensitive about that
and
since
his
she's
nose
done
said,
it
touched
"There
her
goes
before
that
and
nose.
nose."
right, and you're doing it again, so I'm wondering if
And
he
why
felt
would
the way
you?
about that.
And it make me feel like she felt uncomfortable with his nose touching her nose, which is why a joke is always made in order to create space. But I wonder, and this is just because we don't know. It could have been I signed on to do a movie, but somebody does something in the beforehand process that makes me feel uncomfortable. So now when we get to these intimate scenes, I can't be a real actress because I'm uncomfortable because I
That
know
could
you know what I'm
that could be
saying?
true too. Yeah. And that's
So
why it's so because we don't
we don't
know.
know.
And
I
it's
don't know.
like shit. I still want to believe that what she said. She put a complaint out there like it's because what his stuff is that he's complaining about. It doesn't necessarily make her accusations false for feeling like it's been a sexual thing, whatever it is, the harassment,
Yes.
whatever. But he's just like, nah, she's controlling. In addition to that, she's trying to control this narrative by trying to paint me out to be a certain person. So I don't know what the hell.
I don't either. I don't either. Because it could be a case of a Karen that's trying to, bring the Latina man down. You know what I'm saying? It could be a
Like that.
situation. But
One
it could
thing is for
also
sure, the movie ain't worth the drama.
it
I
honestly
went and saw it. It was
financially, if
okay.
they had done well, it would have been because it would have been a 2-movie deal. Like this could have been because
It's
they're
not a
more
second
or
movie?
2, 3. They're like two. No, this is only one movie. They're not
Yeah,
gonna do
but
another
they
one after
already
this. But the
okay.
books, they're like 2 or 3 books, I believe. So this could have worked itself
I
into
wonder if her
something.
nose jokes were a part of the scene because after she gave the nose joke and the whole insurance monthly thing, she was staying in character. He said, "Cut." So I wonder if any of those made the actual movie. And
He's
then whose
Italian.
I
whose
mean,
He was
version
like,
did
he
we
didn't say
get?
yeah.
anything about his nose in the movie.
Child, him playing in Jane the Virgin made me think that he had, Latin roots. My bad, girl. Also the hair,
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry, I did not know he was Italian. He a old bronzy ass Italian. Okay. And
Hmm.
honestly, a lot of times they don't be Italian. They be like biracial and don't even know. But that's
Oh my
okay.
gosh, for
Not
real.
biracial, but somebody in their family was black. And you're right. I
Yeah.
do feel like women are always right and men are always wrong. I do feel that way. That's exactly how I feel. Men are always wrong. He's trash. He's assaulting her in this moment. Look at him. Look at him. He's touching her. This is assault right here, right now. Obviously.
Well,
Oh, so her team says the video shows Mr. Baldoni repeatedly leaning in towards Miss Lively, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, flicking her lip with his thumb, caressing her, telling her how good she smells, and talking with her out of character. Every moment of this was improvised. I figured it was improvised, but they're saying it was improvised by him with no
Yeah.
discussion or consent in advance and no intimacy coordinator present. So what they're showing is she's the one that's actually what I'm getting from the scene too is that she's the one that's actually doing the improvising with the spin and the talking of the nose and stuff. So this is what they're trying to debunk her on. He did kind of lean in on her neck. We did see that. And then the whole kissing of the forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck. I feel like we saw that though. The rubbing the face and the mouth
Yeah.
against the neck. I feel like we saw that. Flicking her lip with his thumb. We didn't see that. So
That might have
this is
happened
messy.
but it also
it's interesting.
he's the person that's telling them what to because he's the director. So he's like, get our mouths close to each other. Right then, like when he gave that direction, and that's when she was like, let's just talk first. Let's just talk first. So it seemed like the direction made her feel uncomfortable. So she tried to switch what they were about to do. And then when she said, yeah, it was like a way to agree with me, go along with what I'm telling you to do. So it could have been because she
It
wants to
could
be
be
in
that,
control.
but you know what? I was just gonna
Like,
say that
let's
it
play a
could be
game.
what you're saying, but then it also doesn't look great for her either because it does show that she's trying to be in control of the moment. The way she goes on to improvise the scene, and then y'all try to make it seem like it was him.
But I feel like the whole scene itself, what she was saying was improvised because it was a scene where he's doing things and he is directly saying in the moment, okay, let's do this. Okay, we're going to do this. Get a few shots of that. He's basically directing that. If they were just supposed to be, and I know somebody in the comments keeps saying it's a no dialogue scene. I'm like, yeah, that's why him saying shit like you smell good was inappropriate. And you know what I'm saying? That's why you would feel like that was inappropriate. No dialogue means that when it actually plays, there won't be any sound. But they're supposed to look like two people who are in their own world, dancing, talking, kissing, fondling each other. They're supposed to look like two people in love. So even though, and I feel like, obviously people in the comments don't listen, they don't hear, they don't critically think. I said, why would you take this fucking job if those are things that you could not improvise with somebody? So it's
go
not
back
like
to this. You can keep going, Bondi. I just want to go back. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not like I feel like I don't see where he's coming from or where I feel like Blake is being weird. Because why the fuck would you sign on to do this romantic movie and then be complaining about a nigga improvising romantic scenes
After
with
you
you?
turn down the coordinator.
Now,
also
allegedly.
about that, she didn't turn down the coordinator. She said one day I can't meet with them. But that to me does not mean that when we show up to actually be on set, that person shouldn't still be there. Just because I ain't meet up with you ahead of time does not mean that you shouldn't have been there when it was time for us to tape. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Now I'm about to play this. Nisi, what do you see when you see this? Okay. For me, I am seeing
this image right here?
I'm gonna play it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a bit of uncomfortableness, just a tad. Let me know. Head down. Look at her face here. Other
She's
side. It's giving a bit like she kind of stiffened up a little bit to me when
Her
he kissed her
face.
on both sides. Yes, like when he came
You,
back
you
from
see her
this
face tighten
side
up.
to go
and
to
she
the
keep kind of
yes.
doing this, which makes me feel like you
Yes,
kind of want to
her
pull
neck
away.
went back
But
right here.
understand something about filming. Everybody knows that filming costs money. You don't want to be there having to redo these scenes over and over again if you're used to doing this. You know you need to do it and be done with it. And I think she's trying not to show how she may not like some of these moments because we need to tape this and get this done. I think that if we're going to point out uncomfortability,
Even her shaking her head no. Her improvising the shaking her head no is like
Yeah,
no.
it's a true indicator. And you know what else? What I'm getting from this thing is two actors in two different places. So it's giving Justin is understands the script to me, and he knows what is supposed to be in this moment that they're dating, they're getting to know each other, whatever. Whereas she's coming off a bit of I don't really know if I still like you. Like I'm trying to see. Oh, okay, you're gonna kiss me here. Oh, okay. Like it's something. They're in two different moments of this shot. They're not cohesively going together at all. So I don't know what I can imagine what that's like on set. If you just sit and watch, like,
I
girl.
mean, I'm reading some of the comments. Like this one says, "I'm sorry, but it's so common for women who are
Oh,
put
that was
in."
coming.
And I don't know what put in incoming, but what I'm assuming is this is common for women in these roles. I've always wondered what that is like what are the lines of this is too much. I saw some article. Have y'all seen Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman?
I haven't seen it,
Mm-mm.
but I've heard about it. I want to see it.
It's
No, I
not a
haven't
good
seen
movie. In my opinion, it's not a good movie at all. I went and I saw it one day. But I saw some article. It might have been clickbait. It probably was, but the place that it was from looked credible. Anyway, Nicole Kidman was talking about how her and the guy's chemistry was so strong. It was I feel dumb quoting this because what if it's not true? This quote just sounds so crazy. But she said that it was days on set where she was tired of orgasming. Um, because that's how much they were playing out these sexual scenes. And that's just how comfortable she was with him. So it's just like at what point is it too much? Because shouldn't you always kind of be pretending to orgasm? Like to the
No.
point to where you having an actual orgasm on the set of a movie. Like why
Yeah.
aren't these lawsuits common?
I think it's the same thing with crying. And I think the reason why it's not common is because it's already in an arena where somebody has probably fucked you before you even got to the movie set. So you already know what your role is going to entail. For one thing, like Nicole Kidman comes from the era of girls that were on people's couches. So they may not have that same level. Also, she's at the bracket in this business where she probably gets to choose the people she does these types of roles with. So it'll probably be somebody she's done extensive, spent time with them to see if they actually have this chemistry in order to do that. But when it comes to actually acting, I think you have to put yourself in that situation. Even if you're a character, you have to allow yourself to go there. That's how people cry on cue. I think it's no different than being enmeshed in scenes if they are too intimate and you're actually in the role and you're actually attracted to the person. That's another thing. Because no matter what anybody's talking about, if you're attracted to the person that you're doing these scenes with, you might get turned on just as a natural response to being so up and close with them. It can be uncomfortable for some people, but I think it just depends on the scene. And yes, somebody brought up that she's Australian, and I believe they have a different situation going on. I read a story today about that white girl whose name is close to mine. Isn't she in Australia? Over there fucking 1,000 men in 12 hours?
Whoa.
Oh, that video, girl.
I
The
didn't see
Bonnie, the
that.
Bonnie Blue girl. When I said I was so mad that her name
Okay.
was so close to mine.
I said that this was credible, but it's from Daily Mail. From Daily Mail, according to the Sun. Nicole Kidman, quote, says, there was an enormous amount of sharing and trust and then frustration. It's like, don't touch me. She says, there was times when we were shooting where I was like, I don't want to orgasm anymore. Don't come near me. I hate doing this. I don't care if I'm never touched again in my life. I'm over it. I was so present. Well, it was so present all the time for me. And then she was almost burnt out, is what she said, allegedly. So
That's crazy work
Nia
there.
Long said she was turned on by Lorenz Tate. I believe it. Their sex scene was one of the best sex scenes, and it literally showed little or nothing. It was so many like just close up shots, blinking in and out, but it was hot as fuck.
I wonder if Megan Good was turned on by Lorenz Tate.
Blair Underwood said he always apologized to his actress ahead of time due to him getting excited, and some he did not. And that's what I'm saying. I think that when you get in that position, you do understand some of these lines are going to be blurred because you're actually playing a role that requires you to really like emotionally engage, and physically. So I do feel like I can understand that. And I think there's some truth to maybe her being attracted to him and having to play this role of being uncomfortable for Ryan Reynolds. But I feel like, was he always on set, or did he just come on set because she was complaining? Because a part of what I was hearing was that the only reason Ryan Reynolds started coming on set was because she was complaining about shit, that he wasn't always coming on set.
That's what I heard.
So I don't know. But
I don't know, because also there's a statement where before they even got a chance to start filming, he mentions that I guess she invited him to the house where Taylor Swift was and Ryan Reynolds was, as if she needed their approval about it. So it seems like she may have had him a part of it from the beginning. So
I mean, I could see her wanting his approval or his opinion on whether she should do a movie, because he's already good in movies. Like, I could see her wanting his.
But she's been doing movies for long. She's been doing movies for a long time too. I don't think it was really a need for that to be.
But what if she always does that? What if she always asks Ryan, like, do you think I should do this project since they've been together? And we just don't know because we haven't heard about it. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't necessarily mean he was on set every day just because she asked him if he thought the project was a good project for her to do.
I don't think he was on set every day, but he was there. And I think that he was there before anything allegedly went down. And honestly, I think this may be a situation where nobody is right in it.
I'm very open to that.
I think it's gonna be some mess where it's
gonna
be
it's
you ain't gonna be able to call it.
He might have been being slightly inappropriate with her, and she might have took I'm about to Karen out on this bitch and use my power, because who the fuck you think you playing with, nigga? I'm married to Ryan Reynolds and I'm Blake Lively. I don't know why you think you about to be she could have had an attitude like that, and he could have also been doing some things that were mildly inappropriate when he's not rolling. Like, anyone friends with Taylor Swift, I give a side eye.
I was gonna say the same thing, Loki. I was gonna add that to my list. No, it was when I saw it wasn't just Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift as an individual. I don't like that the fans pit her against Beyonce because it's not comparable. But when I saw Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, and Ice Spice at the fucking Super Bowl, I was like,
I didn't like that at all.
No. I was not.
It was giving bring segregation back. Bring segregation back. Well, we have to deal with these types of things. Shit.
Okay, I'm about to do a like the video, read some of these super chats, and then we're gonna get into the last couple shows. All right, y'all. Thank you for the super chats. HFG sent a sticker. Estella Max says, oh, I clicked it off. So starting last night, all the planets are aligned for the next 3 days or so. Very powerful energy for us all. Access through your own personal rituals, religious or spiritual. May we all be well. Thank you so much for that. Brittany says, I worked with mixed status families, documented and undocumented. As a high school advisor, I feel for the kids because this Trump stuff is going to affect them. Nah, for real. I remember last time people was panicking. People was running and getting married. Shit. KJ Media says, love you guys. For the OLFP anniversary, y'all should have Jay Lee come on for a reunion. That would be fun. That's a cute idea. Thank you for the super chat. Janae says, white people were the sharecroppers and indentured servants. They had no path to freedom. Oh, they had a path to freedom. Slaves did not. Thank you, Janae. Let me not let me not say they had no path. Jamie says, I live, huh?
No, I was just gonna say, that's true, but also like after slavery and Reconstruction, a lot of people were considered indentured servants or sharecroppers after slavery was over. So
right. And then Jamie Carter says, I live in St. Louis and we've been mad as hell. Girl, as y'all should. He talking about I live in where's the Klan country? Jersey girl, John Brown's rebellion. Poor white people picked cotton. They needed money. And Nazis used U.S. segregation to other Jewish except the one drop rule. Right. Zanchoir, them likes looking real tumbleweeds. Okay. Come on in and get those likes up. Love you, ladies.
Stop being
Thank
haters.
you. I know, right? Just what they call it, just watching in the background.
Watching from the bushes.
Check out Jesse Wu with Ricky and lawyer Simone about Ashley and Tyler. Okay. This is unrelated, but I'm gonna need a Ooh Ladies skincare routine. That's cute. Y'all, oh my gosh. That just made me think. Should we do t-shirts for our 4-year anniversary?
Yes.
That would be cute as fuck.
We should.
That would be cute as fuck. What else? Ice Spice fell off. The body was the reason. Well, and the music was
Yeah, because as soon
real.
as she got skinny, no one cares.
Not at all.
She was never a good rapper. I don't know why everybody was convinced,
no.
like offbeat rapping ass bitch.
I hated it. I did. Markel says, "Hey ladies, happy New Year!" And Jamie, how about the Jamie gang for your watchers?
Oh, thank you. I think I may have come up with something earlier today. It's still pending.
You changed it from Ladybugs.
Yeah, I'm thinking about changing it from Ladybugs. And y'all know I often like to say in my personal. Like nobody else says that. That's me. Okay.
It is.
And so I was thinking that I may call them my little personalities because, that's what we are. We all have personalities. I'm a YouTube personality,
Yes.
Given personalities. So that's what I was thinking about. Just a little piece. I was trying to do something different. I couldn't think of nothing. I thought about Jamie Bunch, and somebody was like, "Oh, Funky does Funky Bunch," and I think Scotty got Scotty Gang, or maybe Team Scotty. I'm not sure which one, but so yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You need to put up a poll.
Yes.
Put up a poll on your community wall.
I could do that. That would be good.
All right. All right. So let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So for Love and Marriage, for Love and Marriage Huntsville, it was only really one thing that I wanted to talk about. One thing. Yeah. You found it was other
I was
things?
trying I'm trying to remember what the hell happened on the episode.
Oh, you saying one thing like it wasn't even given one. No, for real.
No, it was a movie reference. But I still felt like Clue. But besides one thing, I'm sorry, it was a Clue reference. My bad, y'all. Y'all know I'm old.
I ain't gonna get it.
But wait, tell us what's the one thing. What's the one thing?
Okay, so the one thing that I noticed that really is not worth a discussion, just a talking point. When Chris and Neil went to go look at the venue and they had Lance and the daughter, she said we're just missing Chris. And I was like, okay, so we just gonna neglect
Lexi?
What about Lexi and what about the cousin that y'all have been raising? So That was just the talking point on that. But the only thing I wanted to talk about the episode was Trish and Mel getting into it. Trish and her tight lips getting into it with Mel at the end of the episode.
Lord.
Tight jaw.
Yeah,
Lord, she can go.
for me, it was weird. For me, it's giving you embarrassed about coming around to that lady's house and sleeping with her husband when they were together. So now because you embarrassed, you trying to find a reason to take it out on her. That's what it was given to me.
Because I do feel like everybody was poking at her at that table. When you play some of them clips back, Destiny was like, you heard what she said, huh? She said y'all still in love. I was just like, wait a minute.
That was messy, but it wasn't deep. It was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
It really was. I still feel like I didn't like when Mel said it was a joke. I'd have been like, because I think y'all still have energy. Why you still married? Like, you still married to the nigga. And on top of that, you don't want to marry the other nigga. Y'all been separated for 5 years. You still get angry and upset whenever he's around. Yeah, that gives me you still love the nigga. Girl, my bad. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Like, I would have just said I said this shit and I wasn't joking because that's how I feel based on what I see. Because I think that's how she really feels. Something's going on.
Yeah, she loved that man.
Yes. And he got light eyes and freckles, and he won't be bringing hoes flowers and shit. And but he a whole ass nigga. You listen,
Right.
he a whole ass
bright
nigga.
as fuck.
But Trisha is annoying as fuck to me because I feel like she was really getting bucked with Mel. But I know everybody mad about it, but I like Mel's confrontational energy this season because I be tired of her being passive aggressive. So her actually pulling up and being like, wait, hold up, because we right here, right? Do you have a problem with me, Trisha? I was just like, well, let's talk about it.
Immediately said,
I was
no.
Kimmy. Kimmy was like, oh, that's funny. That's not what she said the other day. I'm like, bitch, you so messy.
I'm actually really surprised she said that.
I loved it.
It's not that I have an issue. It's just
I felt like you had said, and Mel was like, well, if I'm messy, then everybody, do you feel like everybody's messy? And she was like, no, I don't feel like everybody's messy. But then eventually she changed it. And she was like, and that's how I feel. I feel like everybody's messy. I'm like, Trisha.
She's such a liar, bro. Get her out of here. Like, you have to know that everybody's messy if they brought the conversation up when y'all were on the trip about the Martell thing. Like, that was messy, girl. Like, period.
Hello.
She just was doing a bit much. That's all. And I also felt like when she was like going at Mel and like having the attitude and stuff, I felt like she needed to prove something because Kimmy clocked her. She needed to show I ain't afraid of Mel. Because remember, she went and sat down with Tisha and them and she talked about slapping Mel or something like that.
Yes.
Like, I almost slapped Mel or something.
That's why Mel said something. Because I heard you said she was gonna slap me.
She need to prove herself, child.
Child, I like when Mel was like, her 1,000 doesn't work for my life. It would never work for my life. I'm not talking to you. So I'm not going to be like talking to her moving forward.
No,
Girl.
But what killed me, Trish thought she ate when she said, that's why her name is Mel and my name is Trish. Girl, shut the fuck up. She thought she ate with that. Oh my gosh, that was pretty much it.
No, to be hold up. Also, Destiny getting mad about Sunny coming, but telling Mel that she needed to calm down. And Sunny come through, and she like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take my own advice. I'm like, girl, why is you still mad about Sunny being around?
Like, that's what I be thinking too. Like, let that man go.
Like, he in jail. I think she put him in jail, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought about you when I saw the clip, and she said, "Well, he in jail." Da da da. And I was like, "Ooh, you way too confident with the information of go get him out of jail."
She be really, it be bleeding through. I'm telling you, bro, that lady be wilding out behind the scenes.
Did y'all see LeBerick?
I was just gonna say, is she wilding out? Because they're saying LeBerick, but I don't know. Did she get him locked up or what?
I don't know if it was her or somebody else. But I think we've always believed that something was wrong with LeBerick. I think we all we felt that way when we interviewed her. We believed that she had some situation with him that was fucked up on his part. But I also feel like there's some truth to what we thought from the beginning, which is that he didn't think the son was his, which is why he treated her that way. I
thought they went through IVF to even conceive the child. So
Did
how
they?
would he not think that it was his? That's, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. I thought they went through like a procedure.
I
Because
don't
remember, she had a lot of miscarriages and stuff. So that's why I'm like, how did that work? Did she? Maybe they did, and it still wasn't that situation. I don't know.
I
That's
don't
what
know, but
thought.
I just remember at the time, like when it was actually happening, we were all talking about it. Like he may think that the baby not his, which is why he
Oh, you
gave her the
froze.
divorce paper. He was like in utero. Oh shit.
You back.
I'm back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I felt, remember, because he gave her the divorce papers like a week or something. Like it wasn't even that long after she had that fucking baby.
Right, but I was
Yeah.
still
And
wondering
then
about that too. Because remember, they
the
said
insurance, he didn't
the
want it on
last name.
insurance.
Yeah,
No,
I
it was
remember
the
the
last
insurance.
name. Remember when they say he was still mad because she wouldn't take on, I guess, his last name or something like that. But I always thought she
But
did.
the baby had his name, no? Like what?
Did
what
she
diff-
take the last name?
No, she
Isn't it
didn't.
Destiny
she wanted
Payton
to
Williams?
hyphenate.
Oh, she wanted to hyphenate.
Yeah, that
Well,
was a whole thing when they first came on the show. She made it seem like that was a big part of why they was gonna get a divorce.
I thought she did
yes.
hyphenate.
Yeah, on the
To
show she
me,
did.
it was somebody said LeBerry found out Destiny thought the baby was Moses, hence she named the baby Law. Remember Moses was naming his business that and all of that type of shit. I do feel
But
like
he
she was
named the
fucking.
business Law after she had.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
that's true, but that
And
still
yeah,
doesn't mean that name wasn't already connected to him, because that name was supposed to be for their baby too. Either way, to me, I feel like at that time we definitely suspected that the baby, he might have thought the baby wasn't his. Even if it was, he might have thought that because of the way he was handling her. But outside of that, obviously the baby was his. I thought the baby looked just like him. So yeah, the baby was his, but he still was handling her real fucked up. And I mean, she was already pregnant and all of that when when the name shit happened. Like why would you be
Maybe
any
Moses
meaner?
is the reason. Even if it's not the situation with the baby, maybe it's just the fact that he was still around on some type of
And
Mia
she was fucking
Gordon
with him.
type stuff.
Yeah, because the time frame with her and Moses doesn't make sense to me. She hadn't really been divorced from LeBerick that long, and she sit up there and talk about her and Moses as if they had been talking for so fucking long. Like it's like, how long were y'all really talking? You and LeBerick divorced in what, 2019,
this
2018,
makes sense.
2019?
This is his initials. I forgot. I think
Yeah,
that is true. So
yeah, that's what
technically,
we
he wouldn't have
thought.
even had the initials Law if that wasn't his daddy, because the last name is Williams.
Yeah, no, I feel like initially we thought that, and then all of this stuff was being brought up after the fact that made us think that, oh, maybe that name was something she talked about with this nigga when they was fucking around. Either way, something weird is amiss in that whole situation.
It
Like
is very
LeBerrick's
much.
response, her not being honest about what was going on back then, her relationship with Moses, the time frame of that happening, because Moses was in jail. So how long was you fucking with this nigga you've been knowing for 15 years who just got out of jail when you just got out of a marriage and just had a baby? Like when did you have time to fuck with this nigga?
Ain't no telling.
Oh, maybe they took breaks. But Destiny was acting a fool again with Sonny. And I just was like, when are you gonna get over this? Like, why do you feel like you can push her off the show when I feel like if there was no Sonny and Moses story, they wouldn't have even brought you
Be on the
back.
show. Right, wouldn't be shit for you to talk about.
That's
So
crazy.
first season back, bitch. Like, and they fired you, and she up there acting like she quit. They fired you.
Right. After
I just
chastising you at the
don't
reunion.
understand why she's so mad about. I don't get it. I just think Sonny is a bit irrelevant for you to be worried about the Moses situation. Like,
Right.
I
Every
don't
time you
get
see
it.
her, it's on site. Every time. Like, you don't get tired. Don't you how can you still give a fuck about somebody else's husband? He's married. What the fuck? What do you want
Right,
us to
let it
do?
go.
And you
She
didn't want
got
him
him. She
before
want him.
that
She can have
happened.
him.
You
Right.
didn't want him. Y'all were not together. Like, get
And then
over it.
you upset because she try to play like y'all ain't friends. Girl, who is she for you to need to be close with? Like, let it go.
She really giving single black female the way you be giving single black female. She, to me, Sunny is like a look-alike version of Destiny
They're similar.
with lower standards to
Mm.
me. Like
Mm.
the way it
Lower?
looked,
They're about the same.
Oh,
they're
It's the same. It's the same. They're the same. Very much.
I don't disagree. But you know,
Yeah.
I don't disagree. The only reason I said that
The
is
silence.
because
Everybody just
I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you. The only reason I said lesser is because I feel like it would Destiny saw that something was not right in that relationship and decided she didn't want to be with him. You
she
then
still
come up,
want him though.
but she only wanted him because the other bitch got him, not because he was something worth having. And I think that when she stepped away from him, that showed that he wasn't what he was pretending to be. Sunny then goes and scoops him up from somebody who she actually knows just got off his dick. To me, her self-esteem seemed a tad bit lower than Destiny's just because of the way the situation took place.
Got it. Okay. I'm following what you mean by less.
You know what I mean? Like, you really want to marry this nigga? He in jail again. Like,
Her
bitch.
self-esteem, yeah.
Yeah, like it seemed as if you would deal with more disrespect than Destiny would deal with in a relationship. That's why you have that man, not because
in my Martell voice, every man want a wife like you.
Exactly.
Oh,
Tisha. Oh, Tisha.
Y'all ready to move to Married to Medicine?
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. Married to Medicine. This episode, we had the speed dating session. And I couldn't wait when I watched the episode to hop on here and talk shit about Phaedra and that man. I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk to the girls about this because Phaedra and that man, oh my goodness. I was not here for it. But just the idea of the speed dating session was kind of funny to me, how she wanted to try to put younger girls with older men. I don't know why the fuck. Let me get off Phaedra. But anyway, you know, if this is what you want to make as part of your brand, go for it. But I don't think the girls are looking up to her as a guide on how to bag a sugar daddy.
They shouldn't.
No.
Gregory is
It's weird that she's teaching. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead and say it, Bondi, because it's not giving what she thinks is giving.
No, Gregory is stingy. He's not a sugar daddy. You work an actual job. Like, and then on top of that, y'all haven't even been together long enough for you to act as if you're an example to be, looked behind. And also, I don't like the fact that she thinks that those relationships need to be normalized when we know a lot of the times they aren't healthy. Like those age gaps, those large age gaps between young women and men. Yeah, you need a support group because them niggas be mentally and emotionally abusing your stupid ass. That's why you need an emotional support group for the young women with the older men. Like, girl,
emotional support group.
Because that's what all of that was. That's what that started from. Like, oh, we need a group because we all dating old niggas and we need to talk to each other about how to handle these old niggas because we're not experienced enough to know the games they playing on us. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I feel like the fact that she don't even realize you getting played by Gregory. You getting played by Gregory. You shouldn't be working no job. Gregory is, if you want to act like sugar daddy, I got with an older man because he take care of me, you should not have to work at all. You should be very comfortable and he shouldn't be stingy.
Agreed.
And that's not what it's given.
Yeah, I think that was one of the dumbest events she could have ever did. Very stupid. Not much to say about it.
Very stupid.
Hold on. No, because this is what people be talking about when, okay. So the thing about it is they don't respect her. Heavenly specifically does not respect Sweet Tea.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like everybody be mad because they want Heavenly to like apologize to her, but Heavenly is never going to give the apology that Sweet Tea wants because you're not being respected. And I think that on this show, you're going to have to fight for your respect like fucking Hunger Games. And if not, then you can just get off the show. Because in real life, you would tell these old hoes to kiss your ass and go about your way. But you want to be on their platform. So you're going to have to figure out a way to gain their respect. But to be clear, Heavenly was being called fat by Jackie on season 1 or 2. So everybody has low-key had to earn their spot in this clique with the exception of Simone and Jackie. Jackie has always been ahead and she has selected who's been in this clique. just because I think they
Which
treated
is
Quad
crazy
like
as
shit.
fuck to me.
They treated Toya like shit. As some, I feel like Contessa was impressive to them, but Contessa working on everybody's nerves, girl. I'm tired of Contessa. Like, girl, get over it.
She's not really bothering me as much as what I thought she would this season. Like, she pissed me off like nobody else the season that she left, but this season, she don't really bother me.
To me, I don't like how skinny she is now. She looks stressed out. And I feel like something is going on to where she wants to come back on this show and show that it's not what we thought it was, but it still kind of looked like it is what we thought it was because you're so desperate to prove that that's not what it is. It feels like that's exactly what it is.
Like,
And
I want to
so,
see you and your husband on a date. I want to see y'all in love.
I want to see y'all fuck or something.
Right, since y'all so good now without the show.
Listen, did y'all see him getting the Botox? I was like, not this man getting Botox in his forehead. I was just like, oh, all right. Yeah, that made me feel like, oh, he a hoe. I don't know why.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know why, but I was like, Dr. Scott getting Botox? Oh, he cheating on you, girl. He definitely out here in the street. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm probably wrong, but to me, I'm like,
nah, probably not.
It's the same thing as when a nigga back in the 90s, they would be like, if a nigga went and bought new underwear or was wearing new cologne, he was cheating. That's what the Botox read to me. Like, who you trying to look young for, nigga? Like, who you trying to get the lines out your forehead for?
Is that weird? I feel like that about men with nose piercings. Men with nose piercings are not faithful.
Girl, why I just told Larry
nose piercings or girl, don't.
He was like, what you want me to like Tupac? I was like, maybe
the nose piercings or the dangly earrings.
Oh wow!
Write it on the wall.
I'm gonna tell you how that got us fucked up down here in New Orleans. Y'all know who used to have a dangly earring, and I felt like as an old man, they was getting all of the coochie. Frankie Beverly. Frankie Beverly would have, his cap on and that little, dangly earrings every now and again. And until the day that man died, his center of gravity he was fucking the whole time. Like, you know what they said about him and Marvin Gaye? They was in competition. Him, Marvin Gaye, and Teddy Pendergrass were in competition with each other back in the day, which you can kind of see. It makes sense. Marvin Gaye was married to this younger woman and basically would make her go and like have sex with these men or proposition them to have sex because he wanted her to have sex with his competition. So I think she might have had sex with Teddy, or she might have had sex with Mace, and Mace said no, or like it was, it was something. Frankie Beverly from Maze and Teddy Pendergrass. Marvin Gaye's.
I thought you said Mace.
Oh, my bad. I mean Maze. My bad.
Okay. I said, hold on, we jumping decades. Hold on.
My bad, Raw.
Whoa.
My bad. Maze with a Z. But yeah, no, girl. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just kind of you tell me, like, I don't know, but I feel like there's be holes out here. And that's just because that's what I saw, girl. That's what I saw. But I don't know what's going on with them. I need for us to get past this. Also, Phaedra. I'm glad Phaedra going to Real Housewives of Atlanta, but the fact that we haven't seen a season or a trailer, and I don't know how long, it made me feel like she ain't about to do nothing over there neither.
No, she coming at the end of the season, I thought.
Drew said she was only on like 2 episodes.
Yeah, she coming.
They was doing an interview, and they asked Phaedra, "Who do you think is the?" I don't know who the 2 white ones are. These 2 white gay men. They always do interviews.
Oh,
and they're like, "You're back. You're at the top of the game. You're serving Real Housewives realness, and you're so amazing doing the Carlos thing." And what did he say? He said, "Who do you think was the biggest liar on the season?" That was a setup. Y'all know everybody gonna say Drew, because Drew just be talking outside of her neck. And she said definitely Drew Sidor. And Drew commented on the video and said something like, "Girl, don't make me get candy. You were only here for 2 episodes."
Oh.
Or you filmed for 2 episodes, something like that.
Drew been looking good too.
She has.
Girl,
I think it's gonna be a pile on season for Drew.
Yeah.
Everybody on her head. I don't know what she did.
Portia. It's gonna be something. I feel like as soon as Portia fall out with Drew, it's gonna because everybody gonna be following. They're gonna be kissing Portia feet for why? I don't know,
Oh, that's
but
gonna
that's
irk my
gonna happen.
spirit.
They
That's
didn't
gonna irk
say
Me
my
the
too.
trailer
spirit,
was
Lord.
supposed to drop today. I guess not. Why they
Yeah, that's what
lying?
they said.
Mm,
We'll see, y'all. I hope it's good.
same.
Well, shit. I guess we moved on from Married to Medicine.
Ain't nothing going on.
And
Man,
one
fuck
name,
it.
yeah, one shit going on.
Boring asshole house.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to talk about
Mhm.
was Real Housewives of Potomac. Um, we don't always talk about that show, but it was just a couple of situational things I wanted to talk about. Three things. So y'all know about Stacy and TJ, obviously.
Mhm.
Stacy wants alimony, but not child support. And I don't know if you've seen the episode, but basically the lawyer was telling her, why would you want alimony? Do you feel like, maybe one day eventually he would stop taking care of you? And she said, yeah, but he would never do that to our daughter. And she's like, okay, I know he would never do it, but don't you want some documentation? And what if he gets into a relationship with someone else and then maybe that person doesn't want him to pay? What would you do? And she's like, I don't feel like I need it. She's like, I don't know what these other women are going through, but I don't need child support for my daughter. I need alimony for me. What are y'all's thoughts?
I wonder if she thinks if he's not on child support, she's gonna get more money in alimony. Is that what I don't know what she's thinking, but I think she definitely should get it. Because she also didn't know he had a lot of her name on different bills and stuff like that. She didn't know her name
Yeah,
was
different
tied in
account.
this other stuff. So I'm like, well, you don't know him. You thought y'all would be together forever, and you're not. You didn't know anything about these bills. You learning about it. So I do feel like he could switch up at any moment. Just like when the lady said, what if he gets another like girlfriend, significant other, or whatever? And then he decides that because of the influence of that relationship, he not gonna do for your child. I
Hmm.
think that she wants to have like a really smooth divorce, and it
Yeah.
may not be that way. I don't think she wants to upset him with the child support thing, but you might have to have that card.
I'm gonna tell
Why
you
would
what
you
it
ask
is.
ask for child support
I'm
only
gonna tell you
before
why.
you ask for? Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because
Why?
essentially, I think for a lot of women that still want the validation of the people around them and the men around them,
Mm-hmm.
not it's better to get alimony as a ex-wife from a man with money. That has prestige to it.
Mm,
That has a certain sound and look to it. Yes, I get alimony, but getting child support looks like you're with a man that doesn't take care of his child. And I think that
Mm.
she might also be thinking, like you said, if I put him on child support, it might look bad, and that he may not want that to look like, oh, so what you trying to say I don't take care of my kid? So I think, like you said, she's probably more inclined to want him to pay for things for her to ensure that those things get paid for, no matter how he feels, because she trusts that he'll take care of the kid. We all know that when niggas get mad and you move on and they move on, that's not always the case. And that's why I think it's about an image thing. I think it looks better in the Black community and probably in her family and with him
Mm-hmm.
that I just get alimony as his ex-wife. But I'm
Mm.
not going to ask for child support because I'm not trying to put him, I'm not trying to put him on the handle like that. Like I think some
it's
women
just
have pride in that they
it's
don't think they don't
interesting
take child support.
because even when you think about the longevity of it, you'll get child support till she 18 or through college, right? Through college if she's still in school, but you only get alimony for a certain amount of time or until you remarry, is what I thought.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
why the
Yeah.
fuck would you play yourself like that? That's crazy. As she could get married in 2 years. You get 2 years alimony, and then what the fuck are you and your? I don't know. It's
Or even
Also,
if
crazy.
she don't get married, he still could say it's gonna cover only 2 to 3 years.
and
She still shooting
also
herself
Yeah.
in the foot.
she's probably under the misconception, or maybe not a misconception, that she'll get more from him if he's willingly giving it versus putting him on child support. Because what I've noticed about a lot of men is that they don't like to be told what to do. If you don't tell them what to do, they might still do it because nobody told them to do it. You got to make them think it's their idea. But if you put the niggas on child support, it might make them feel like, oh, so you trying to hit me up. Now I'm really gonna make it hard for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a lot, but I do think it's something to be said about women, always trying to save face for some nigga.
Hmm.
That's crazy. And she's talking about he'll never do that to Arabella. And I'm like, yo, is he really at the house
You
with
don't know.
Arabella when you ain't there? Or did
And it ain't
somebody else
about
have
her.
her?
It's not about her. It's about him doing shit that harms her to hurt you. And that's a lot of the times what these niggas do. If it's gonna inconvenience you, if it's going like, so that means the only way a lot of the times they can make you feel any type of way is when it comes to those kids. So you'll think they not that type of nigga, but watch you go through a divorce, move on to another nigga, and watch them niggas turn into straight up bitches behind the simplest of things. Every day, B.
Yeah.
Every day.
Because that's the one way he can try to control. Can't control you, but try to control you through that child. So we'll see. And it's kind of hard to gauge too, because we don't know her husband. We only see weak ass TJ to really get an idea of how he really shows up. But TJ can definitely go. The fact that you want to agree with Giselle and say y'all not dating, but then you want to sit in this lady's face and tell her that you want her to tell everybody you're dating, I need you to pick one. I really need you to pick what you gonna do. And I hope she picks to leave him alone after this season.
It's giving she don't really want to be with him like that. It's
Not
weird
no
to
more.
me. When she was sitting down at that table and he was like, you need to tell everybody about me, she was kind of like, hold on. I think she's actually the one who wants this to be more of just like companionship, friendship, nothing else. I feel like he wants it to be much more than that. Tell your husband about us. I was like, oh, so this is why you're so mean to her.
I could see
'Cause
that if
you're a
she started
secret.
dating. If she started dating more people, like she was talking to her aunt about, I could see him wanting more now. Because she probably don't have as much
Who is
time
Stacey?
for him as she
Stacey.
did before.
Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Yeah. Oh, let me read this. She said, in my friend's divorce, she had a child support order with the money coming directly to her instead of through the courts. I don't know how that works. Yeah. Okay. Lastly, G and Mia. So the episode prior, Mia acts like she has to hurry up and leave the trip because Gordon has come to get her kids and took them to some unknown location. She made it seem like he was on some like mental break. He was about to go crazy, blah, 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 blah. And then he randomly drops the kids off with her mama friend and she leaves them there. So G goes to dinner with, what's his name? What's Karen's husband's name? Ray.
Ray?
Yes. And he ends up telling Ray that Mia actually left the kids with Ink. And that's why he went to go get his children. Basically, he told us what we already knew. Mia is a fucking liar. I kind of think that two things can be true, but I do think that this is more so her lying. G also says that he had the kids 25 out of the 30 days. Mia's version of the truth is that she has full custody. Don't know how if you got them 5 days out the month. And he also tells Ray that Jeremiah is his son. So of course everybody's upset because this explains why everybody's doing the interview saying that they don't fuck with Mia and they don't respect her as a mother. And I mean post interviews, like after the show has finished filming. Because you let your son be a storyline for a whole season, even when you knew that you could have cleared that Gordon was his father, you didn't do it. You kind of just let the shit be messy and let it hang over everybody's heads. Why would you do that to your kid? So yeah, I'm not really surprised. I do think that Gordon has a mental illness for sure. I mean, he admitted to it, but I think this is a situation of like two things can be true. Thoughts?
I think Gordon clocked her a lot with that sit down with Ray because she talked about she has, I don't know if Gordon really has the kids as much as he says, but for her to say she got full custody, that's weird when y'all aren't really separated or going through a divorce, as Gordon sat up there and said that that's all, like, we ain't even talking to no attorney. So what's that about? And did y'all see her release like messages and stuff trying to confirm some things? I just felt like it more so confirmed Gordon's point when he had already gave her the heads up about getting the kids or whatnot. I'm just tired of Mia and her lies. And I can't. I'm just tired of her. I'm tired of Mia, y'all.
Yeah, I don't believe anything that she says ever. I told y'all I don't even watch the show anymore because they made her like a main character on the show in a way that I felt like she should have never been made a main character. Yeah, they made her like, a main stake, like she sitting next to Andy. Girl, you lie. That last season, she was already lying. So yeah, no, I don't believe nothing she say about none of it.
Now she coming back to social media trying to say something about them working on things to have a better partnership. And I'm like, okay, so are you saying that y'all are back together? The very man you just came
That's
to
what
us
it's giving.
like last month to say, oh, he groomed me. I'm like, girl, what is going on?
And
He
her and
just
Jacqueline
grown.
looked a fucking mess in this episode. Did y'all see them in the jumpsuits? I
No.
was
Oh,
pissed.
I ain't paying attention to I didn't
Woo,
see
child.
that.
I'm gonna have to
Go
go look
look
at
at
the
the
clips.
clips
Mm.
from the reality TV Instagram.
Yeah.
They looked a fucking mess. Jacqueline looks. I ain't trying to body shame sis, but ain't no fucking reason for you to be wearing that bodysuit. Everything was cheap. Everything was plastic. It was
Whoa.
cancel the whole fucking show. This is not Real Housewives. This is supposed to be giving a little bit of wealth. It was giving. It wasn't even giving what the girls on Love and Hip Hop be giving to me. It was giving baddies.
No, Love and Hip Hop
Wow.
be acting like they got a little bit of budget now.
For sure.
They do.
Yeah, I mean,
Since that, yeah, that's true. Mm-mm.
well. Potomac is not giving to me.
It's not.
I'd be
It's not.
surprised. And if Atlanta ain't giving, I'm shaking in my boots for the Black Real Housewives shows because the way that the girls in Salt Lake City and New York been turning up.
I need to catch up on Salt Lake City. I'm so not glued in. And I know
Ew.
I paid attention all last season. And for some reason, this season, I have just completely not been paying attention. I know I need to go and binge it. But it's so hard for me to binge certain reality shows because eventually I just pick up my phone and stop paying attention.
I do that too. And then I start over.
True
That's what I've
that.
been doing with Salt Lake City. It's good though. I heard Beverly Hills was good too.
Beverly Hills is cool. I think the best housewife show is Salt Lake City right now.
I need to go
The
watch.
the best one right now. Like every episode was like hidden.
Yeah. That's the one I always tell people to watch when they haven't watched any Real Housewives at all. I'm like, watch that because it's the lowest investment for the highest return, in my opinion, because it's the least amount of seasons, but
Right.
you get the most bang for your buck.
Yeah, I might just do the finale and the reunions to let me know what was going on. Because that's really because a lot of times once you have seen the whole season, the reunion show be like, why I'm watching this. So I think I might actually enjoy the reunion.
They started recapping the clips on that Instagram page too, where you can see the whole episode in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I wish they had playlists. Honestly.
I know.
So you could just
Me
go to that
too.
Instagram and
let it
just
play.
scroll.
TikTok probably
Yeah.
got something like that.
I wonder if they got a TikTok page, OMFG. I don't know. I gotta check.
To go
That would
look.
be
Yeah.
good
Well,
if
they
they
changed
did.
the
That would be
name, didn't they?
perfect.
Or is it two different pages? It's Reality Entertainment TV and then
Oh, I was
OMFG
talking about
after?
I was talking about OMFG reality. I thought they always put up the Real Housewives. I thought.
OMFG did, but maybe I switched over to. Oh, it's two of them. So
It's
I switched over
Reality
to one and didn't
Entertainment
even notice
TV.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, Reality Entertainment TV. I see the clips right now from the last reunion show. Okay.
Well, okay. Y'all got anything else? Cause that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
About
That's
to go
it.
get into this third part to the Keita Rose drama.
I'm
Okay.
gonna watch Harlem.
Yeah, I need to get into that too.
I
I'm
fell
tired of
off after
seeing
first season.
your girl online trying to convince us it's the best relationship she never been in her fucking life though. Like Megan,
Megan
please leave us
Good.
alone. Yes, Megan, stop. Just promote your show,
Yeah.
ma'am. Just promote the show. Because
Left
you
that
making
man in
me
peace.
yes. His career is gonna come back, girl.
Oh,
Worry about
she
your
said that.
career. Yeah, I saw a clip today with her saying
Wow.
she feel like
No.
his career is gonna come back and she's so happy and it's so crazy. She was like, I just think God is so funny. God is just so funny. And I'm like, she always puts
This a
her
joke. Him and the white girl was a joke.
her finding her ultimate happiness in this shit show of a situation. Like I was just like, all right, Megan. All right, girl. All right. But yeah, I'll be watching
Well,
Harlem because I like the characters.
me too. But All right, y'all. We hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight. Be sure to catch us on Jamie channel next week. Follow us at Ooh Ladies First. Email oohladiesfirstpanel@gmail.com. Follow us on all social media. Jamie, that's me. Bondi Blue, Blue Rose Bondi, and myself, Niecy Dixon. We'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.